Welcome back. Or I guess, hello. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Um, Welcome to the Age of Bark. We have no Ferric tonight, so I will be temporarily running him until we get to where we're dropping him off. I don't know what
you down a pit.
they're doing.
Pit in the middle of
Pit
of
lumber.
despair.
Aaron,
Yeah.
you can tell us what happened last time.
Yes, I am lumber. Everything?
Anything that you feel is important.
Okay.
You are the summarizer.
So, we started last session with Ferric being weird and doing captain's logs the entire session. And then meeting his character, whose name is Tajin. See right there? Here's his name.
Right here.
He has a dragon, and he rides the dragon. It's very cool. And then,
Can't fly it yet.
no,
It's too small for that,
too small.
but it's getting there. It's growing.
It's growing. And the next, sorry, the next thing that happened is they found a clearing with my character in the form of a wooden bull. Bull, not bulls. Bull, ox, that kind of creature. Pushing a tree trunk.
Cow.
And then some onion people came out of the ground and started fighting them, not me, them, specifically them. While they were fighting them, Lumber tried to peacefully get them to leave by getting them food and then killing a raccoon for them. And they left, and then we did some introductions with all the characters, except you, silly boy. And then the onion people came back. Well, whoever survived.
Yeah.
So I led them to a river and taught them how to fish. Oh, but on the way there, spearfish. On the way there, we did encounter some kind of necromancer thing.
Mm-hmm. Leading quite a large parade of other undead creatures, not just people.
And then as I was trying to leave, some tree people stopped us and took us to their queen, who questioned what was going on.
Yeah.
And then they tasked us.
He didn't do a lot of the questioning, actually.
No,
it was her.
it was Elizabeth. Sorry,
It
sorry.
wasn't.
But it is.
It's not.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
It is though. And then we're currently on our way to Pyle's.
Back to the crash
Because
escape
we were
pod.
tasked with figuring out what's going on.
Yeah, your job is to go collect one of the hag's sisters, is the word she used. Yeah. And the captain was going to go back to his ship to gather supplies and also Pyle.
Yeah. Real quick question.
Yes.
For the sake of my own understanding. Number one, what was our current objective prior to crashing in the escape pod?
You and Captain's objective was to... You're I believe, an exploratory ship.
Sure.
You are to study, kind of like original Starfleet. Study, do not interfere, and then your ship went haywire after about 2 weeks or so of being here, and you were forced out of the ship alongside the resident diplomat, Felix. Felix ended up on a different escape pod because we decided that Pyle would not leave and try to attempt to assert control over the ship. And so the captain bodily pushed you into the escape pod as the ship was attempting to kill everything inside.
Correct. Gotcha.
You have stayed with the escape pod, attempting to convince the ship to stop going insane.
Hey, come back.
Hey, please. Captain was out looking for food because you've been on this planet for about 2 weeks and he needs food. And you've run out of rations. You do not need food.
I do not.
You need to, every once in a while, maybe charge.
Oh, good luck with that.
And that was your Felix ended up crashing somewhere else, and you have not seen them in the past 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
So, all right. So, you guys have started the hour or so trip back to the crashed escape pod. It is a relatively uneventful trip. before we get to the crash site specifically, hi, would you like to describe yourself for the people at home?
Absolutely. So, barring any previous physical description that I've given for this character, as it's been literal years since the last time I played them, and my memory of that time is incredibly foggy.
Yeah.
Pyle, as he is now, looks pretty simple, is the best way to put it. Steel plastoid mesh that functions for for at least two reasons. The first of which being, number one, he's not human, and thus fabric material doesn't really matter as much to him or to his android counterparts.
Yeah.
Also, it is far more durable, in line with his profession, being an explorer, kind of dealing a little bit in recon if ever he's on a planet. And then kind of strapped over that steel plastoid mesh are various pieces of armor. Nothing heavy, nothing tanky, obviously. Just the bare minimum for somebody who would be involved in this kind of work. He's got a pretty standard, run-of-the-mill, basic sniper rifle strapped to his back, an SMG strapped to his side, and he's got a bunch of, small pouches and pockets, bags, and stuff filled with run-of-the-mill supplies.
Interesting. He's very strapped for a pilot.
Yes. I believe that became the case after the exploration with Elizabeth Franklin, Felix, and Ferric.
Yeah.
With the singularity, if I remember correctly.
Connor!
Yes.
It was my hope that...
No, not sin. The singularity. That's what it was.
Different thing.
We did not meet the personification.
Okay.
We met a byproduct. It was a
It's also possible that Patrick just called it that and then
living brick.
called something else the same thing.
They have the same color.
Brown.
So therefore, in this universe, or
I am-
multiverse, they are the same thing.
For most intents and purposes, they seem to be the same thing.
For a long time, I thought that phrase was intensive purposes, not intents and purposes.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's just one of those phrases that
Yeah.
that's just what
Really
I thought.
good.
It was.
Some people get wrong, and then they cause other people to get wrong.
Yep.
I'm
All right.
like,
So, Pyle, as I said, you've been attempting to remotely wrest control over the ship for the past couple weeks.
Yes.
It's not working. You are able to communicate with the ship, but it responds very
Sparingly.
rarely. You have also not laid eyes on the ship since you crashed.
My baby.
So, first, I would love if you would roll a perception check for me.
Absolutely. Okay. 14
There's some
on the
tiny
die.
crabs, people.
So 14.
Okay.
It will just always be what the dice roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So as you are
of course you don't.
attempting to remotely do something, anything with the ship, even figuring out where it is, you hear from the in the direction of the entrance of the escape pod, some loud thudding, almost like trees falling, but pretty consistent.
Oh.
With definitely footsteps.
Rhythmic.
Yes.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
So from what direction is it coming?
The entrance of the escape pod. So
And I'm inside the escape pod.
yeah, so this thing is maybe 10 foot across. It's a decent size but it's definitely not comfortable for more than 2
Now I
people.
hear it outside, or is it like, do I hear it like right up?
It sounds, based on that perception check, it sounds like it's still a small distance. It's not right next to the escape pod. You like looking out through the front window, you don't see anything, and the sound definitely sounds like it's coming from the entrance direction.
Yeah. Okay. So I think what Pyle is going to do is he's going to seemingly, without a care in the world, just walk. And he walks very limb to limb. He does not swing his arms when he walks. Just walk to the entrance of the escape pod and see what is approaching. Just
You kind of scan the horizon as best you can, and one of the interesting things that you have observed over the past month or so is that the 2 weeks or so you were observing the planet, it was a relatively normal, specifically magic-filled universe.
Sure.
Once you crashed, everything started going haywire. Your escape pod, as it is semi-protected from the elements, is degrading at a much slower rate than everything else, but it is still degrading much faster than it should be in 2 weeks.
It shouldn't be degrading at all in 2 weeks.
There are parts of it that are starting to rust already.
so there seems to be some kind of outside
Yes,
effect.
plants grow at a much faster rate. So everything is very overgrown almost constantly. You could have
Not responsive.
gone
Not responsive.
directly behind the camera instead of directly in front of the camera.
But Heinz.
That's not even
But
Heinz.
Is it not?
No.
No, it's not.
It's,
But
it's
ketchup.
generic brand.
Ketchup's nasty.
We're not sponsored by
anything.
We're not sponsored by tomato ketchup.
Yeah,
More specifically, Clover Valley.
which I think is. It's not. I mean, yeah. It's. Is
We're
that the
not
Holy, is that the Holy
sponsored.
brand?
Mm.
Regardless.
Probably.
Yes, you look around, and at first you don't see anything, and then you catch a little bit of movement as you hear a couple more of those thumps.
Mm-hmm.
Something maybe 8 to 10 feet tall is moving through the trees in your direction.
Yeah. So I think he'll take.
I got
He'll step about 10 feet outside, and just turn to where this thing is coming from and wait.
All right. So you hear it, and it starts to kind of shake the ground a little bit as it gets closer. As you can start to see what looks like. At first, you thought it was just. It looks almost like a hill, just like part of the landscape getting closer. And as it starts to kind of poke its head out, you see what looks like. Probably at one point was some form of local creature.
Mm-hmm.
For the player's sake, it is a very large ogre. But it has a tree sprouting out of where its head should be. Like, its head is snapped off to the side, and there's just a tree sprouting out of it. And it's just kind of walking in your direction, and it turns and just kind of reaches up and grabs a branch, and then just throw it at you.
I think as it was doing
As
this,
you notice, you're like, oh, this is a very decayed creature.
Yeah. I think Pyle was actually in the process of just, hello,
Is it? Yeah, it just kind of snaps a branch off.
Oh no!
hello, I require,
Um,
boom.
So that is a 21 to hit.
Hmm. Does that hit my 15 AC? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Well,
12
I'm a
damage. As it just,
Oh goody!
and you're like, oh,
No, it's hello, I reply. Oh!
make a strength saving throw, please.
You got it.
The rest of you, as you are approaching,
Good. Thank
you
you.
hear this loud thud of something against metal as you are thrown back against the side of the escape pod. He hit. Is the
19
creature-
on the save.
Okay, so you were not knocked prone. You were just pushed back against the escape pod.
You see a dent in the middle of your
It
chest.
was
A dent.
12 damage.
Just a dent.
So I would like all of you to now just roll initiative for the sake of this. Lol.
21.
Cool.
16.
Roll for your dragon's law.
14.
14.
All right.
Initiative bonus.
+2.
What did you get?
16.
16.
Look what Krish made for me.
Ooh. Oh, no.
What is your initiative bonus?
2.
Okay.
I forgot
You
you
also
can
have
do it.
14.
Yes.
This
This is also a 2.
and here's what I'm going to give you. You're going to go first because you have 2 characters.
Alright.
Understandable. Gives him more time to
Yeah,
think.
no, that's fair. Well, I mean, my dragon's pretty simple.
Yeah.
It hit in one way or another.
Is it just a familiar?
Nope.
No.
He is a dragon rider class.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. It is a straight up dragon.
All right. And then I'm going to roll a brief. Sure. Pigeon.
All
Let's
right.
go first. So
No,
you
Ah,
all
that was my
heard,
dragon.
as I said, this large
that you typed.
thud and then kind of a metallic clang.
Oh.
Not too far through the tree line. You could start to see some kind of metallic structure ahead of you.
Very strange.
Ferric seems very worried at that loud noise. What would you like to do?
I'm going to give you the voice recorder, and you're going to pretend to be Captain Flogs.
No.
Do it.
I know what the plan is. He's not doing a captain's log in Mortal Kombat.
Yes, he will. He has and does.
He's not doing it right now. He's very, very close to his escape route.
Mm.
He is worried.
Oh no.
Anyway.
You got bonked.
Yeah.
Tell me your charisma is a 10.
Higher.
Oh. By 1.
It's 14.
Oh, okay.
Same.
Hi. I have a 11.
Alright, so I am boarding my dragon. Well, actually, I would have already been
Yeah,
on
you
my
would have been
dragon.
riding it.
Never mind. Does not have fast fly speed. Fast speed normal.
Not yet. It gets faster as time goes on.
I want my name brand. In front of camera again.
No.
Tomato ketchup.
Tomato ketchup.
What are you doing?
Okay. Just gonna that is the correct direction, right?
Yes.
I would confirm with what's his face real quick.
Ferric.
Ferric, and then
Yes, that is our ship.
I'll scout ahead.
Are you using your action to go stealthy? So you're just running.
Yep.
All right. So it is currently difficult terrain because of how overgrown it is. So with your action to dash, you make it to the edge of a small crater where this thing has crashed. And you're looking at the back of what looks like a semi-cylindrical metallic object, probably 8-10 feet tall, about the same across.
Cylinder.
And a very heavy thumping coming from the far end. Roll a perception check for me. We'll see if you can actually see this creature.
No.
Well, what'd you get?
I think it's a 5 straight up.
Okay. You see what looks like a tree closer than normal, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything with how weird things are growing recently.
Yeah.
You have a bonus action if you want to do anything with it. I don't think there's really a whole
Not a whole lot.
All right, Pyle.
Okay.
You are now about 20 feet back from this thing,
20 feet back.
and bruised is the wrong word, dented.
Yes.
You are damaged. That was a solid hit.
Yeah.
This thing is probably about the size of your escape pod.
But so yeah.
Yeah.
Pyle immediately as the thing became immediately hostile, it kind of immediately reconfigured to defense mode. So he is going to retreat a solid. We'll say his full movement, which is 45 feet due to the acceleration
So it
ability.
is about. Excuse me. 20 feet from where you are to the edge of this clearing,
Sure.
and then past that is difficult terrain because of just how overgrown everything is. So you can make it about 10 feet into the tree line.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Are you heading left, right? Are you circling around the back? I'm
Um,
assuming you're not going towards it.
No, no, definitely away from this thing. As far as I can. Actually, probably just to the edge of the tree line.
Okay. But yeah, left, right, you're going to use this as the escape pod as cover.
Whatever he can put between the two of them, he will.
Okay, so you get to the other side of the escape pod, and you see... would you like to describe for Connor what he sees?
First off, hydration.
I don't have any water right now.
So you see, do we decide that I'm on my dragon still, or should I just jump off?
You are not, unless you want to wait
Okay.
for it to move, because it moves on its own turn.
Nah.
Yeah. Also, for now, you two are more useful attacking separately.
Mm-hmm.
Just until you get better
Yes.
speed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so in this, right outside the edge of the clearing, right inside the edge of the clearing, you see what appears to be an Eladrin elf.
So some form of another local. You
Yeah.
don't. It was not your job to observe the locals. It was
No.
your job to pilot the ship.
Yes.
It appears to be like heavily armored at the moment, and is carrying a spear axe looking thing.
I thought
That you may not
the
recognize
type
them.
of weapons. You're like, this
Alright.
is definitely a weapon.
Yeah.
Not built for defense.
No.
Yes. And
Very medieval.
and if you're looking close enough, you might notice that he's almost a little bit translucent, and seems to have sort of almost a dark green aura.
Okay.
You probably not noticed that last part currently with the
Yeah.
focus on being on the large
No, yeah.
creature.
I think he registers the
like,
life
there is a
form.
person.
Yeah.
So I do have a quick question.
Yes.
You are you built with the ability to detect whether something is alive or dead? Do you believe that is something Pyle would have? Whether or not it's in your stat block? By looking at something, do you think he'd be able to be like, that thing's alive or that thing's dead? Based on just inherent scanners and things like that.
No, I don't think he'd be able to make the distinction between living and dead, but I think he could make the distinction between living and robotic or...
Okay, well this is definitely a biological life form.
Sure. Okay.
So.
Because
Ferric has a few various things. He has his own little scanner. You guys have infinity tech.
Right.
So,
yeah.
That's why I was curious.
Yeah, so I think Pyle just very quickly, dangerous creatures in the vicinity, and will unsling his sniper rifle.
What did you say?
Unsling his
Dangerous
sniper
creatures in
rifle,
the vicinity.
and he is going to take a crack at this
Alright,
tree ogre.
make a shot.
A 20, not a natural
Solidly
hit.
hits.
That
This
is
thing is big and slow.
14 points of damage.
Alright, yeah.
Actually, hold up. Actually, it's going to be 16 because of his sniper
Oh, yes.
sniper ability.
Very nice.
Plus 2 damage when you're beyond 12 meters, which I should be at this point.
Yeah.
That's why he backed up primarily.
12 meters would be...
36 feet, approximately.
Yeah, then you're far enough. I forget that it does it in meters. I think you might be able to change it in that, but I don't know. I know that you can change the distance in Baldur's Gate.
Yes, I did do that. That was one of the first things I did.
I was just looking through the options to see what there was, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this just because I know that better.
Yeah.
So you said 16?
Yes.
The numbers are hard. Okay. So you see like a big chunk of this thing just go. And it's now just has this hole that you can almost see through. And it didn't break like flesh. It definitely broke like old rotting wood.
Yeah, I imagine like just like moss and dirt.
But there are, you can see what looks like organic bits
Sure.
outside of that aren't tree,
Mm-hmm.
but it breaks like you punched an old rotting log.
Yeah.
Do you have any bonus action, or is that all for you?
Yeah. I'm going to bonus action use one of my barrier ticks to decrease the next decrease the damage I take when I take damage.
All right. Also, because you have, because I think all the guns use basically the little energy mags or whatever. You have 5 total.
So like 5 rounds of ammunition.
No, 5. I guess magazines,
Okay.
because that's how many Patrick started with.
Gotcha.
And yeah, Lumber,
Yeah.
it is your turn.
Goody.
What sound does this make? Is it a energy based or is it a crack? Your sniper rifle.
It's solidly energy based. It's this blue. It's like a blue bolt of a.
So from your point of view, it looks like this is his spellcasting focus. He shot some kind of magical beam at this thing, and it took a solid chunk out of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Could you take the logo and just move it down?
I think you should move it up.
No.
I think you should
You
move
move
it
it
over.
middle.
I think I should be the logo.
Just a little further down.
These do not look awkward.
Okay. Well, once it moves, let me know if that looks better.
Okay. Anyway, what were you saying?
It's your turn.
Where am I?
You're about 30 feet back, but it is difficult terrain to get to the edge of the clearing.
Okay.
You're just gonna start moving forward? Are you using your action to dash, or are you just moving
Nope.
15 feet? Alright, you have an action and a bonus action left.
Can I see anything?
You can see those. You can see some form of creature. You can't really see much, but it's some form of humanoid looking. And then you see your compatriot that you were traveling with recently. That's about all you can see right now.
Do you need assistance?
Is that the pile?
No.
Oh.
In the
In that
direction of
Do
you
you
guys.
need
So you
assistance?
hear this voice from the tree line behind you.
Do we?
Do we?
Yeah. Do you? Do
The
you?
pile just doesn't respond.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your what is your passive perception?
13.
Okay. Continue.
Can't move any farther.
You can use your action if you want to.
I can't see the enemy.
I mean, are you going to continue moving? then?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do get to the edge of the clearing. You still don't really see anything outside of this odd metallic oblong object. You can't quite touch it. It's maybe
Extend on.
when you do get to the tree line, you see that this creature is construct in appearance and is very damaged. If you have any bonus action things you want to do.
I don't think I have any bonus action things that I can do.
Let's see if healing word prepared. But
I don't have healing word.
druids get access to healing word.
Yeah, they
Not
do.
yet.
Yeah, it's a level 1 spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have that as a spell.
You
don't
can
have it
switch out your
prepared.
spells each day. You don't have it right now.
I see. I'm gonna do that.
I mean, that's fair. Ferric is going to use his action to get to the edge of the clearing. Pyle, what was that noise?
That.
You point.
That.
I'll make a perception check.
I don't know how he couldn't see it at this point.
Here's the thing. It looks like a tree when it's not moving. Because that's the whole point of this thing, is it just looks like a large, lumpy tree.
A Trover.
He also rolled very badly on his perception check.
Mhm.
What are you pointing at?
That.
The large hostile creature.
I mean, that's his turn. He had to use his action to get
I
it.
love the.
Althor. Is she
All
going
right.
to just... what's your flying speed?
20 feet.
Is it 20 feet right now, or has that upgraded?
It is 20 feet. It upgrades at 6th level.
Okay. Alright, then yeah. My best option then, I think, is to action to run
Yep.
All right. So you make it to the edge of the clearing. You see a large reptilian creature, about the size of a horse, burst out of the trees. Bluish, glittering scales.
There are hostile creatures in the area.
All right. It is the creature's turn as it lumbers forward, and now you can see what looks like a large tree just kind of start moving down the crater. Gets to the edge of the escape pod, kind of looks in, looks kind of over it at you guys because you're kind of now up on the hill a little bit. As it just bends down and grabs a chunk of the busted escape pod and is just gonna throw
Duck!
it. I need everyone in that section, so everyone to make
How am I in there?
You're
I'm
at the-
behind it.
You're at the. That's the thing. This is as big as the escape pod, so it's throwing a large rock at you guys. I need everyone in the area to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
So that is
19.
bad.
Not bad. That's not bad.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in pain.
Yeah.
Roll for your dragon as well.
I did.
Okay, cool. All right, round the circle. What did you guys get?
I got a 4. Thor got a 15.
Okay.
I got a 16.
19. Ferric did not roll well. Are
Goody.
you proficient in dexterity saving throws? Okay. So that means Ferric would succeed, though. I know that. So, okay, it's not too bad at all. Anyone that succeeded takes half. So that is
succeeded.
you're the only one who didn't.
That
DC was 13. So,
makes it even better.
takes 5 points of bludgeoning damage. You take 11.
I'm gonna use my barrier tick to reduce that damage by 1d8.
Very possibly all of it.
No, 3 of it.
Okay,
I
so you take 2 points of damage, as basically just some shrapnel hits you.
Yeah. No, and I'll say that as Pyle upped his barrier,
He still had his
like his central armor plate kind of
Varric actually managed to absorb all of it because he's also an explorer and he had his up from earlier.
good for him.
Yeah, he rolled a 6.
So when Pyle did use his barrier,
want
like
some
a little
scrap paper
centerpiece
Right on.
lit up
Yeah,
and
okay.
kind of like pretty much kind of emits this faint shield,
That protects from most of it.
most of it.
A large metallic shrapnel kind of all like dents your central chest piece, and you're like, ouch.
Chassis damaged.
Yeah, basically.
Damn it.
So yes, looking. You are also, unfortunately, you're also knocked prone
This
from
is
the
worse than when I
large
had
piece
Ligma.
of metal.
No.
Ouch.
You
Piles of
mostly just got
material.
hit with shrapnel. You're not pinned or anything. It's just you just got knocked over.
Yeah, I got.
All right, it is your turn now.
Like to stand up.
All right, so that's 15 feet of movement.
How far away is this thing?
17,000 feet.
And
It's-
93 inches.
That's it?
It's up in the stratosphere right now. It's about to go Super Saiyan down to
Is it
crack the earth
Hulk
in
falling from orbit?
half. No, it is
Superman's Planet Smash.
30 feet.
The agencies.
I'm gonna take cover.
Okay, so you're gonna duck kind of into the tree line a little bit.
I'm gonna go behind the escape pod.
Okay, so it is on the opposite side of the escape pod, almost directly. But you're gonna do that.
Yep.
All right. So you do manage to get there because it's only about 15 feet to the edge, the back of the
Yep.
escape pod. But you just kind of put your back up against it. It's faintly humming with some sort of presumably magical energy, to your knowledge.
Yeah.
You have an action and a bonus action if you have anything you can do with it. But you are now
I can't get close enough to do anything.
not
and I
quite
don't want to
even
just
with
end my
reach.
turn there. Yeah, no.
You can take the dodge action, which gives disadvantage on attack rolls against you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Dodge
All
action. I've never actually done that before.
Fair enough. Pyle. You see this local just kind of run up and take cover against the back of the escape pod. And
You
you
can't
see
hide there, citizen.
2 more locals and Ferric show up behind you.
You're right, I'll hide inside.
What is he?
He described what he looks like, and as I said,
No. Me.
he's not really aware of you quite yet in that
Okay.
extent. He knows that there's another local, but he is focused on the creature in front of him.
Understandable.
I request all local life forms vacate the area.
Piles should.
What would you like to do?
My turn?
Yep.
Has the creature moved at all?
It
Big-
moved up to the escape pod and then grabbed a chunk of the wreckage and chucked it at you guys.
Right. How close is it to me now?
15 feet.
Pyle will go ahead and back up the amount of distance he would need to qualify for his sniper.
So
Great.
you get about 15 feet in. I will say this: you'll get the extra damage, but it will have half cover unless you have a sharpshooter or something like that. Just with the amount of trees and things like that.
No, I'll do that. I'll back
Okay.
up anyway.
I mean, it's not going to make this thing too difficult.
Natural 20.
Oh well, yeah, that works.
Never mind.
So roll damage.
See what he just did? Ignore that.
Same crits, damage dice is doubled.
Yep.
Gotcha.
You can either double the number of dice or double what you roll on the dice.
I'll do the latter.
Okay.
I'll do the buffoon.
The Bitformer.
So
The Transformer.
You're a transformer.
Your mom, the Transformer.
You know. She's a lovely lady.
Like I
30
said.
points damage.
Okay. Good lord. Whoa.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Did he
Um,
kill it in one hit?
Yeah.
Did he?
Two
Did anyone?
hits.
2 hits.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think Pyle, very quickly into this situation, he's not sure whether or not he should aim for the tree or the head, so he splits the difference.
He gets
and
like right where it's kind of
right where they connect, yeah. And like
Alright.
just
Yeah. You hit what looks like almost like a knot hole. You're just like, oh, there's a nice little target right there. And you hit it, and yeah, the tree part just kind of splits, and the head just kind of snaps, and it just kind of like almost starts to peel a little bit. And then it just kind of,
creature neutralized.
combat is over. Ferric had his pistol on, he's like,
Never mind.
holster. Pyle,
Captain,
good shot.
how are you doing?
I am uninjured.
That is good. How are you doing sustenance-wise?
I found,
I know your fleshy body cannot go
Food.
much longer. You have found food.
yes.
What food?
Do you know what an onion is?
No.
It's a root vegetable from Earth,
What is a vegetable?
Understood.
and we found some that are about that big
And is this their only source of nutrients?
so far.
It will have to do.
No, I caught a fish. That was a tasty fish. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Did you
didn't
eat
get
it raw?
to eat any of the onions.
He got to taste some of the leftovers.
He did in fact not eat. I mean, he did have a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gave you a fish. I
it
don't
was
know if we
cooked.
took time to cook things. Okay.
Good. I would
Um,
fear for parasites.
Lover's just gonna walk around to the front. Do you need assistance?
Hello, local citizen.
You were
Hello.
Unfortunately, due to certain clauses in my agreement, I cannot interact with you on any social basis. You must vacate the premises immediately.
Pyle. Would you like to describe what Pyle sees?
As I walk around and ask if you need assistance, you see a 6'4", kind of humanoid. Looks like a person just entirely made of wood.
Dwayne the Wood Johnson.
Dwayne the Wood Johnson, yes. And it looks like that there were joints that used to be uncovered, but now are covered with wood, and there's just and there's just a bunch of wood growing off of me. It's kind of like
How I described it is, you know the like topiary bushes that are carved into animals?
Yes.
Picture one of
Without
those
the
that's
leaves.
shaped like a human, but no greenery.
and with two large branches that are shaved off, with shaved off bark
Very
on
good.
the shoulders.
You register it as both alive and
Mechanical.
and not in the way of like you. It's like your sensors can't decide which it is.
Yes. Gotcha.
It's not a android or whatever you specifically are.
Yeah.
It cannot decide which it's registered
Now, I
as.
do here have infrared vision. Does
Yeah.
this thing give off any heat signature? That is,
Technically,
that would
there's
line up
a
with like.
central processing unit is
Power
the best
source.
way. Yeah, there's some form of, but that's also where like
The heart would be
a heart would be
So there is like an energy source that is providing
correct.
heat or light.
heat. Okay, gotcha.
Ooh, what would happen if he looked at me with that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
are you
he's
looking-
going
are you
to.
looking at
Are
it?
you-
I mean, are you just gonna kind of scan over the
I-
party real quick?
I mean, with how far back he is at this point, probably most everybody's within his range of vision.
So this one doesn't really have a heat signature,
And is
but
not.
does register as biological.
Oh, biological. Okay,
Ferric is ferric.
as always.
And
What?
the reptilian creature is definitely a biological entity. But yeah, there's a very faint heat signature, but it's the same type as like the plants around it.
Gotcha.
This one is there's like a central part, almost like you, and then there's like a very faint on the extremities. It's getting very similar to looking at a plant. If that makes any sense.
Gotcha.
Hello.
I have to get numbers like that.
Ferric just kind of goes,
Hello.
walks past and goes into the escape pod.
Lumber starts following him into the escape pod.
All right.
Yeah.
I say that because I feel like he'll stop me.
No, Pyle will then follow you into the escape pod. All the while, citizen, you must vacate the premises.
Files.
He's probably like 5'5".
Okay.
Pyle.
It's Pyle. I
It is-
call him Pyle.
it is-
His name is
Okay.
Pyle-5, but people just
Call
call
him
him
Pyle.
Pyle
Okay,
because
yeah.
they see the
No,
5
I-
and an S.
It's
No, I
Pyle,
get that.
Piles, or Pyle 5.
Some
His
whole foot
designation
taller than
is
you.
Pyle-5.
Citizen, you must vacate the premises.
I am
I
not
don't-
a citizen.
Ferric, who's kind of digging through a few pouches, I don't think he's hostile, Pyle. And I believe we are past the point of
Non-intervention?
non-intervention.
I see.
What do they call you?
I'm Pyle 5.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
At this point, Tajin has moved out of cover
Mhm.
and is just sort of looking at the Troger.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at, as I said, it is some form of, it's definitely undead. Definitely an ogre or hill giant in vibes. But as I said, there's what looks like a large tree growing out of where the neck would normally be, and the head is kind of like pushed off to the side. It's now in pieces.
Yeah.
You do know,
Are they edible?
probably when freshly killed. This is very old.
Oh.
You can see the tree had almost fully taken over the body.
Okay.
Kind of like mushrooms over time will just take over. Whatever this
Yeah.
tree or plant was had almost fully taken over the body to where you kind of like kick it and it crumbles like dry wood. You
Right.
could probably use it as fire starters,
Hmm.
but you
Burn the whole
do
wood
know
down.
things don't stay dead for long unless they're specifically disposed of.
I am going to
Can
go
I
ahead
roll
and
intelligence to remember this?
Sure.
just gonna go ahead and start lighting it on.
No.
You're busy talking to Pyle.
No.
Pull
Fire.
out my little tinderbox.
Alright.
Why are we here?
I am grabbing supplies, and Pyle, we have a new mission.
What is the designation?
We are
Cold lumber.
to
Noted.
retrieve someone who might be able to tell us what's going on.
Should we at all search for crew member Felix?
Yes, I know what direction they ended up in.
Where?
He kind of looked like out the the front window. It went that direction after we landed, but there are too many smokestacks.
What?
Pilot's escape pod.
What about it?
I believe it crashed in this direction.
Who is Violet?
Another member of my
Crew. On board our ship, the
I want to say Liberty.
It was the Legacy.
Legacy.
on board our
Liberty,
ship, the
Liberty,
Legacy.
Liberty.
Okay. Are they required?
They're much better at speaking to the locals than we are. They're more acclimated to it, so it would be useful.
They are not required.
What?
What?
Pyle. I need to stay with the ship because I might be able to gain some contact, and I need some time to recharge my.
How do you intend to return to the ship?
That's what I need to find out. Some ideas.
Like what?
I don't know yet. I request that you travel with these companions. I'm going to hand this to you, and he hands you what you know to be basically it's a two-way or one-way technically teleporter.
You were specifically
You
told.
can only teleport to the other.
What was the person we're looking for's name?
I did not give her she did not give a name. It's just she is her sister and a description.
You were specifically tasked with locating.
Gives a physical description.
Yes. I am passing that on to my first mate,
Yes,
and
that
I
is me.
will join the expedition once I have completed my main objective.
Which is to find out how to get to the ship and then get to the ship.
Yes.
The Legacy. The ship that I am the first mate of. And he the captain.
Of Infinity.
Of the ship. The Legacy. Of
What is
which
a pilot?
a pilot is somebody who controls the direction and the speed at which a ship travels.
Helmsman.
Pilot.
Helmsman.
My official designation is pilot of the Legacy.
He informed us that you were in fact the helmsman of his ship.
He was probably simply using local linguistics so you would understand.
I still do not.
But by all technical standards, I am a pilot.
Okay.
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you leaving me with them?
Because Patrick's not here to deal with it.
I need
Hello,
dare
citizen.
I need to attempt to assert control over the ship that I have been given command of. Once I have either failed or succeeded to do so, I will use this device to transport myself to Pyle.
In the event that the captain should die, I will take over as captain.
I love the.
Wonderful.
Captain's log.
What is your name?
Cajun,
Cajun.
what is yours?
Pyle-5.
I am called Lumber.
Never heard a name quite like that before.
I am the 5th Pyle. There were 4 previous to me.
Pile of what?
I was about to say that.
Valid point.
Not pile as in a heap of items or things or people, but it is simply a designation. It has no relation to that word.
I am called Lumber.
I have already noted that.
He does that a lot.
But Logan's
Of
just
what?
gonna go outside, grab one
Say
of
that
the.
he's
There
called
is a
Lumber.
large birding
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm
creature.
called Pyle.
Where's the tree that was thrown
And I am
at
called
said-
Cajun.
Not too
No,
far.
I'm going to go to
Yeah.
that, rip off some branches, and
I
start
mean, it's
assembling.
basically like a large, almost. It's just a thick quarterstaff. It was
I'm
just like up.
I'm ripping off some branches and going to assemble a hut. Start assembling a hut.
There are not enough branches. It ripped off
I don't know
a
that.
branch. You walk over and there's just like a piece of firewood. basically.
I
There's no branches on it. He just ripped off a chunk of the tree, and you're just like holding a chunk of firewood. Probably that big around. Like you got beamed. It wasn't a full, branch. It was just like it broke
I'm going
off
to
a chunk.
open my chest, pull out that small stone,
Mhm.
and just start shaving off the. Sorry, peeling the bark off.
All right. Yeah. So you walk out and you find, so back inside, Theric, Pyle. As your captain, it's my command that you accompany these locals to go recover this person who might be able to tell us what is going on.
What is the person's name?
Physical description.
Sister.
Sister.
Yes.
Of whom?
Of a local medicine woman.
Whose name is?
Elizabeth.
She did not give them.
Understood. Nameless sister.
Yes.
Of nameless sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
Medicine woman.
Correct.
Understood.
This is unhelpful information.
Where can we find this nameless sister?
That I can answer. We observed a mountain about 2 days travel north of our location. You kind of, you look, you're now looking at the side of the escape pod.
Yeah, he behaves as if it isn't there.
Yeah. From what I understand, her residence is at the base of the mountain. There are,
Is a mountain visible from outside the escape?
if you can get in a clearing where there aren't trees surrounding you, you could probably see it.
Gotcha.
If we climbed on top of the escape pod, could we see it?
No.
Possibly, if you rolled a decent perception check.
Okay.
The escape pod is not necessarily flat-topped, but you could probably still stand on it without too much issue. Thank you. Dismissed.
Understood. What?
No. I'm not there.
Lumber. Dajin. We are traveling north for the next
I'm not
2
inside the
days.
escape pod.
He talks as if you are.
Fantastic.
Yeah. He'll emerge from the escape pod,
You see the burning husk of the creature,
thoroughly neutralized.
and you see Lumber peeling bark off of the piece of wood that it threw at you.
Correct.
Lumber. What are you doing? Tajin, are you familiar with this lumber?
Mildly.
Do you know what this lumber is
He's
doing?
going back to find the name.
I am unsure. I don't know.
Do you know how long it will take him to complete his task?
Very good question.
Hey,
I don't have the
remember what the captain did? He had to.
I mean, so the captain, Ferric,
Yes.
did in fact acquire his attention by the means of
You just knock on his head.
yes.
Knocking on.
Oh.
Lumber.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Working.
On what?
This is exactly what happened last time, Connor.
Okay.
Taste your own
Take it.
medicine, boy.
Will he follow? I know. Will he follow us if we start walking?
Lumber.
Yes.
Will you follow us if we start walking?
Thunk. Yes.
Noted.
Great.
I literally just shove it into the ground.
We're going north.
All right, Althor, let's get going.
Is that
Gonna
north?
climb on top of the dragon.
I mean, he points.
Hello, citizen.
Oh,
The large dragon or
No.
the large lizard, for the sake of this, kind of comes up, kind of sniffs at you, and in some growling language, kind of.
Does his translator
"It's
work?
cold.
Does his translator
Like
work?
it."
Does his translator work?
That was not his purpose.
Oh, yeah.
she says you're cold.
She. What is her name?
Althor.
Althor.
She can speak, as you do here in common, because that's what your translator is able to translate.
Gotcha.
Can I hear it?
Hello, Althor. What do you do?
Your large reptilian dog is talking.
What does
Yeah.
Althor do?
She's my companion.
I don't like him.
Congratulations on the marriage.
You just heard kind of
No,
weird
not
growl.
that companion.
She just kind of backs up, almost like a cat. Not hissing, but if she had hackles, it'd probably be a little raised.
Mhm.
So some of the scales are kind of.
Did you hear
Easy, Althor. Easy.
I said
He
congratulations
is a
on the
friend.
marriage.
Because it's lightning, right?
Yes.
Yeah, a little. You see little sparks kind of shoot out of the nostrils as it just goes. You take an instinctive half step back at seeing the electricity.
Potentially hostile?
No. She's fine.
Very likely.
Likelihood considered at 87%.
You are very good at judging
I
the
do not know what you mean by
likelihood
that.
of crashing. Very bad at judging the likelihood of
Dragon.
hostility.
Alright.
Because one of those is intelligence, the other one's wisdom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's make way.
North.
No.
Let me
Is
just
that
start
the correct
walking in that
direction?
direction.
Huh?
Is that the correct direction, North?
He points north.
Let me just start walking.
Is that where the mountain is, though?
That's the direction they said the mountain was.
Okay, great.
Or at the very least, that's the direction Ferric said the mountain was from your current direction.
Okay.
Location.
Before we go, Althor, could you, fly up a little bit above the trees and tell us which direction the mountains are?
So you watch as the lizard unfurls wings from its back. It does a little circle, almost like a vulture, a couple of them, and then lands rather heavily on top of the escape pod. Not denting it, but definitely, denting it slightly.
Mm.
This thing is dense.
Utility logged.
Which direction? Just gesticulate with your wing.
It kind of just takes the tail and points in the direction
Oh, okay.
that they were pointing.
By the way,
Okay,
Lumber's just
great.
been walking for the past
Yeah.
3 minutes.
North.
Great, just wanted to make sure
Do
that
you
was
have-
exactly north.
Do you require sustenance?
Yes.
Do you have sustenance?
I have had
I will.
enough for today, for now.
It will be 2 days travel.
We can get more on the way.
Can you hunt?
Yes.
What is your purpose?
I am a woodsman. I guide people around. I help people who don't know how to hunt.
So a professional in these standards.
You could say that.
Understood.
For Claire's sake, his background was game warden.
Mm-hmm.
His job was literally to help rich people go hunting.
It has now been
Yeah.
5 minutes since Lumber has started walking.
It's only actually been about 2 because they didn't spend that long.
And
Yeah.
But yeah, you are now realizing that lumber is gone.
Let's
oh,
go.
hey, look, there he is.
Yeah, you.
I'm not walking very fast.
relatively quickly. I would like. I believe it was Connor who rolled the highest d20 at the beginning of the session. Roll a d100.
Oh, goody. Do we fight 2 dragons?
Again?
Again? Freaking again!
We'll find out.
We found out Thor's
Next
mother.
I am the master commander.
You roll a d20 for me.
Red or blue?
That's not his choice.
Yeah, it is. 13.
Alright, cool. Thank you.
67.
67.
2 numbers away from greatness. In both directions. No. 1 away from one greatness, and 2
All
away
right.
from a different greatness.
So, as you're traveling, you only have about a half day of travel for.
Where's that fan now?
You told me to turn it
I
off.
never told you to
Yes,
turn
you
it
did.
off.
You told me to turn it off, and you were messing
I
with
was
the other.
talking about his fan.
You just pointed.
I pointed at him.
Oh,
He
well, I was
knew what I
over.
was
I
talking-
was over there.
He knew what I was talking about.
I also knew.
I did not. I heard.
I
turn
was
the fan
also
off.
looking at what he was gesticulating at. So
As you're traveling, as I said, you have about half a day before the biological creatures have to rest.
So him
And the dragon.
and Drake.
And what did you get on your D20?
13.
13. All right. So, it starts to rain a little, like drizzle. Nothing,
I am getting damp.
nothing much. Just like a light rain. As you're traveling,
Who created you?
yes. Are there any conversations you wish to have as you're
Who
walking?
Who is your creator?
What is?
I
I
mean,
can't remember if I
it'd
do.
be Infinity. I assume you're just a creation of
The Infinity Core or
Yeah.
Infinity?
I think so.
Yes.
I think it's Infinity Core.
It's the same.
Well, Infinity directly didn't create
No.
it. It would be the Infinity Core.
The Infinity Core.
Are they gnomes?
No.
Okay.
Is that relevant?
No.
Why did you ask?
Curiosity.
Do you commonly ask people if those who they are associated with are gnomes?
Only those who look like Warforged.
What is that?
Me.
You are.
Mechanical creation.
Explain to me the linguistic complexities in your name being war and forged.
I am forged. I do not understand. the
From,
first.
by, or in war.
Lumber doesn't know how to answer that question. Because he wasn't made for war in the slightest.
That is simply what it is called. I am unaware of the origins.
Who created you?
Gnomes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which I will let you know. Pyle is thinking of garden gnomes. Like that's the vibes. That's what you would think of. Because those would be more accessible in your memory
Yeah.
banks. So you're like, what? Foot tall? Okay.
Do you know why these gnomes created you?
I was created for manual labor.
So you are a labor forged.
Yes.
Understood. What labor were you created to complete?
Whatever manual labor my noblemen decided.
What?
Whatever labor my noblemen decided.
We are
oh
the time of our life.
my
Nobleman.
gosh.
Correct.
Is there an aristocracy here?
I do not know what that means.
Yes.
An aristocracy is a social order comprised of nobility.
Yes.
And you served this nobility.
Yes.
Pyle completely ignores you.
Yeah.
The two
Also,
robots
probably
are
'cause Connor
roboting at each
Didn't
other.
hear him. That's also possible.
What did you do for this nobility?
Manual labor.
I should have known. What labor did you perform? What manual labor did you perform?
I pulled carts, created buildings, whatever was needed.
I see.
You list for 7 hours every
Every single bit of manual labor I performed.
And each little intricacy that makes it different this time than it was last time.
Pages.
Each different time.
Who created?
You do now start, as you're kind of focusing on
Tajin.
Tajin, you do see these faint transparency in specifically it's easiest to tell in the torso. But yes. Very hologram adjacent.
By the way, Connie, for your sake, Lumber doesn't turn his head, he just turns his entire torso.
Do the legs move?
No.
Okay.
Just...
Action figure style.
Yep.
I look at you.
Tell me, Tajin,
Yes?
by what manner have you grown to become partially translucent?
I just now noticed.
It happened the same day all of this changed.
What changed?
You're just gonna say what?
What?
These forests used to be lush, green, alive.
Now they're even more green.
Pyle does look around. Are they still just regular forests, or are they?
Oh no. Picture like a forest, like in the area.
Mhm.
It's now a jungle.
Gotcha.
They are even bigger.
Very overgrown. And this wasn't your job, but based on your scans, it was a relatively normal ecosystem. But whatever happened about 2 weeks ago
Ruined it.
really got weird.
Gotcha.
Oh.
You would be aware of this because it's relevant to the ship. 2 weeks ago, there was a large green storm, dark green storm that hit the ship, and that's what caused it to go haywire.
And go down.
Well,
Oh,
ship
yeah.
didn't go down.
Yeah, I was hit
You know
by
what
a
I mean.
wave of green magic, of green energy, right?
Yeah,
Dark
same
green.
same dark
Yeah.
green.
Yeah.
Energy.
And on that day, I was hit by a mass of dark green magic.
Our ship, the Legacy, was hit by a similar effect.
Do you believe
Oh.
Pyle would have any way of detecting sources, or is that more of a captain and pilot's thing?
Would that even be a bad thing?
It's definitely more of a captain thing, but all of them have the potential.
I think there's a retrofit upgrade that he doesn't have. So I think he
doesn't
can,
have attached or does not have on this mission.
like he doesn't have one.
Okay.
But
There is an option.
He has been meaning to get that installed.
Whenever this mission was done, they were going to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Installed.
Continue. Have you fully stopped walking at this point?
No.
No,
Not at all.
Okay.
no, we're just casually
And-
chatting as we walk.
And when did we?
You're
when
good.
did our ship get hit by it?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks.
Piles doesn't casually chat.
You're the casually
Take it at
chatting.
2 weeks
you get to.
exactly.
Gotcha.
This is a very recent thing, but you had about 2 weeks of food, and the captain's like, "I'm so hungry.
Andy.
Need food."
Onion.
Oh.
Literally.
For the sake of it,
Onion.
because you weren't here, I'm going to show you a picture of what they fought.
We fought pigments.
They were little onion people.
We fought pigments.
Nice.
No, you don't understand.
Onions.
You're about to understand. We fought
Onions.
pigments.
That those do look a lot like Pikmin.
They're about 2.5 feet tall,
I taught them to fish.
and when you cut them, you have the potential to go blind because of onion smell.
Well,
pretty nice.
we don't.
Yeah, you two don't, because you don't use eyes in the same way. You're just like, oh,
If we
well,
fight them again, both of us will be fine.
Yeah. So, Tajin,
Angers.
prior to all of this changing, before the dark green energy that washed over the planet and my ship, the Legacy, you were an expert in these forests at hunting game.
Yes.
I see.
He encountered my nobleman many a time.
What?
You all are so bad at keeping a straight face. It is so funny.
No.
It's impossible.
It's not.
Uh-huh.
Just get good.
No.
He encountered my nobleman many a time.
Yes. Say what again?
Who are we talking about?
And what else have you discovered about yourself and of the land in the past 2 weeks?
I mean, you know the vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, I have the authority to deny anything you say, but you can say basically anything.
Okay, so
no.
the
People. I think
So-
they were from Cloudy with the cheese and meatballs.
basically everything is just growing much faster than it should and almost decaying. And also things don't stay dead unless they are taken care of properly, like that tree. I burned it because
Creatures have been resuscitated post-mortem?
yes,
By what manner?
I don't know.
This means if he perishes, he will
Is
be
it
fine.
the same dark energy that, for lack of a better word, infuses them?
That's up to you to decide whether or not you have any idea.
Would that explain the strange life form that was immediately hostile upon seeing me earlier today?
Yes.
As it
Maybe.
seemed to be a strange...
Nowhere else.
Actually,
gods wouldn't
many
allow that.
places.
The gods wouldn't allow that.
What gods do you worship?
Is one of them
Interpreted as an expansion and an infusion of her territory by her own will?
It would be if it was just the forest growing, but the undead,
Are
he
they
would not do
undead?
that.
Roll a nature check for me. And I would like you to roll.
What the heck?
Is nature an option for you, skill wise? Actually, I'm just gonna come look at your skills.
I have medicine, science. Those are probably two.
You know what? Roll a science check.
Yeah,
I'll give
I
you
don't think he
advantage
has
because
nature.
actually, I'm not gonna give you advantage. This isn't your specialty.
I don't think he has
Well,
nature.
24 for the first roll.
All right.
Actually, so yeah, it would have been
14.
at 20. At 20.
14?
Yep.
Okay. Weird. I'm just gonna leave that. Oh, sorry.
Pardon me, we're having technical difficulties.
Never have. I don't know.
You don't glean anything else from it. You, scanning through your memory banks, there are some forms specifically of fungus that continue to manipulate a creature's corpse after expiration.
Mhm.
These are called cordyceps.
That is the main.
primarily in the
species
video
of-
game. The last.
No, they actually exist in real life.
I know.
They just mostly focus on insects and small creatures.
Yeah.
Like other insects.
But there aren't any plants in the realm that, for example, that tree that you are aware of in your databanks. There are some fungus, but you have not seen any fungus like that recently.
Gotcha.
Um,
I'm not certain that I would classify those creatures as undead.
But they are the dead that are living again. That makes them undead.
By that parameter, that would be true, but in every representation of undead that I know of, undeath does not seem to be associated with plant matter.
What?
Perhaps your databanks are wrong.
Plants don't bring things back to life when they die?
Explain the large creature that had a tree growing out of it, practically replacing its head.
I don't know.
I think a reasonable conclusion is that the dark green energy that transformed this once forest into a jungle is the same energy that is changing dead creatures back to a living state by infusing them with this overgrowth.
Maybe the tree grew legs and walked.
That is a potential. I find it rather unlikely. Likelihood, 2%.
I mean, there are creatures like that
Like what?
that have. There are trees that can walk.
Did they die beforehand?
No, they were just
So
sentient. They were living trees.
So they are different.
Maybe.
You're like, this wasn't my specialty. I don't.
Or it's
I'm going to interrupt the conversation real quick. As you are walking, you start to hit what at one point would have been a road. It is not as overgrown as the rest of the forest, but it's definitely still it's like it hasn't been traveled in months, years almost. It's very overgrown, but not nearly as much as the road, so it's no longer difficult terrain. But as you are walking, you pass what would have been a crossroads. You can see what remains of a sign that is now just covered in vines and moss. The little signposts are rotted away and just kind of almost mulch. And crossing perpendicular to you is a small group of three what look like a some form of holy men, religious folk. They are riding, the locals would recognize it as a hippogriff. You roll a, is history an option for you?
It is.
Roll a history check.
8.
You are not sure. These are some form of, there's some form of local wildlife. You would know what a hippogriff is,
Okay.
if nothing else, by reputation and less of, you've hunted them before. They are difficult to take down if you do not have the right equipment, because they are flying lions, basically.
What is the best equipment for taking them down?
Definitely a long-ranged item, because if they get close, those claws will disembowel you without a second thought.
Define long range, like archery, magic.
Archery preferred, magic. You don't want to get any closer than maybe 10-15 feet to these things, or else they will tear you apart. But you see 3 priests riding them, and these definitely seem to be trained. They are wearing some light armor. The hippogriffs are. The priests are all wearing just vestments. Of specifically Malar. Each of them has a large red bear paw on their chest. Faintly glowing. Seems to be some form of enchantment.
Glowing what color?
Red.
Okay.
The same kind of...
Okay, great.
They're crossing the road and seemingly heading somewhere.
ignoring
They
it.
just kind of, they kind of nod in acknowledgement. The last one stops, and you can see what looks like a older human, kind of a thick, knotted, starting to gray beard. What would be probably about your length hair, but dark brown, kind of tied back into a bun, just to keep it out of his face. Hail and well met. Where might you be traveling?
We are traveling to a nameless sister who lives at the base of that mountain. Sister to a medicine woman, also nameless.
Hello.
Greetings.
What is your designation?
You may call me Arthur.
Noted.
Hello, Arthur.
I just wanted to make sure that you all are safe in these trying times.
Indeed.
Are you well protected from the elements and the wildlife?
Yes.
I glance at all four.
I am
What's up?
thoroughly
Such a
prepared.
majestic beast.
Yes.
Thank you. I am Tajin. I am a humble servant of our goddess.
And if I may, I will. I would love to bless your travels. And he basically just does basically a slight prayer. It does not actually any effect. It's just like a
Yeah.
priest sprinkling holy water and saying some holy words.
Be blessed.
It does. He does reach into his bag and pull out a small pouch, but it looks more like some kind of dried plant matter instead of holy water. But does the same kind of basically sprinkle it over you.
Thank you.
He kind of pats the side of the hippogriff. I must catch up with my compatriots, but safe travels.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Safe travels to you as well.
Continues traveling
Okay.
and kind of you watch as the hippogriff almost takes off, kind of in a slight glide,
Fly
just to
careful.
kind of catch up.
Lumber.
Yes.
Were you in any way affected 2 weeks ago when this dark green energy washed over the planet?
Your speech,
Uh,
speech modulator is
a little bit of the water in the plant matter got leaked into the gap in one of his plates there.
I've started growing.
How much?
It just pulls out, and you see,
What?
it is fresh growth growing from him.
What is your original size?
6'3", or 6'2", or 6'1". I do not know.
You were constructed at a base size, yes?
Affirmative.
What was that size?
How big are the branches?
I mean, I'll give you this. You don't remember. You remember important things, but details you don't remember. Just smaller.
Smaller.
How quickly did you grow when the energy?
It's been 2 weeks.
And how much have you grown since then?
He just holds out the arms again with the fresh.
In any other way has it affected you? Anything changed with your level of consciousness, your mentality?
And opens his chest, that portion, to show the power source that used to be blue, well, dark blue. Now it's dark green.
Is this your self-destruct sequence?
No.
Do
this
you
used
have
to
one?
be blue.
It is
Roll a
green,
quick perception check.
like he is green.
Also,
Specifically dark green.
8. Cool. Continue.
also, I was
Dark
wrong.
green.
It
You
does
must be
have
specific.
it has increased flight speed by 10 feet,
Okay.
so 30 foot.
Dark green.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it is identical to the storm. It does look like, by the way, that whatever the power source is, you can see almost little flower buds starting to sprout from it
Do
as
you
well.
like flowers?
I have no preference. I neither mind nor do not mind. Flowers?
Do you have a favorite?
No.
Okay.
Have you gained any new abilities?
Like what?
Are you able to do things that you could not do before?
Like what?
What could you do before? And is there anything you can do now that you could not?
Like what?
Give me your set of faces that you were constructed with.
Very well.
So I'm just gonna transform into as many animals.
And you could do that when you were constructed.
Affirmative.
You were constructed not only to perform manual labor, but as, for all intents and purposes, a beast of burden.
Affirmative. As my strength does increase in those forms.
I see. And can you do anything new? Anything more?
You did this.
No, I would no. I
White roses appear in it. Start grow inside.
You have infused the dirt with plant life.
as you're watching, though, the roses go a deep purple.
That is
They
not
they
what I
start to
wanted.
go white, and then they just kind of slowly, well, like from the inside out, go like a dark purple.
You don't have full control.
Apparently. I can also.
I stick my hand in the ground, and these thorns and these spikes of wood, like sort of like those trees that just have spikes growing off of them.
Yes.
We have one over there. Well, not we, but
Yeah.
They look like those just sprout out of the ground very fast.
I see. So you are capable of casting what you might understand as magic or spells.
Affirmative.
Could you do that before the energy or after?
After.
I see. So you have also been, in some ways, physically and otherwise, changed by the energy.
I can also do this.
I'm going to pick up a small rock and use my power.
Okay. So you watch him concentrates. Go for it.
Okay. Because I know how I want it to be.
Yeah.
As he's just holding on this rock, and you see this
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fist-sized rock.
as you see this dark green energy start flowing into it, and then the rock kind of shifts and transforms into a squirrel. Is that about what you wanted?
As he's kind of showing it, and the squirrel's kind of, I mean, it seems fully alive at this point.
I have anime object.
You see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more come out, and he's now just has about 7 or 8 small rock squirrels on him.
I'm going to set it on top of
He
Pyle.
used his power.
I have anime object.
Mm-hmm. You just describe it as him touching something and it transforming into a small creature. So I'm gonna grab the player's handbook and hand you animate objects.
Mhm.
So you have the stats.
Why don't you just send it to me?
You
I
have
sent you the link.
You sent me the thing animate
Yeah,
object.
pull up the
No, there's no link.
search up 5e animate objects.
Okay.
you have manifested a biomechanical.
Yeah, so first of all, they register specifically as constructs.
Okay.
As mechanical entities. These are not alive.
Specifically these.
Yes.
I am.
Any functionality seems to be in almost best way you can describe it is programming.
Gotcha.
But it's definitely
I'm
not.
assuming the squirrel's tiny.
Yeah, you have 8 tiny objects. Because I believe that's how many you can do.
These things have more to hit than I do.
They just got a lot of hit points.
How many do I have?
8.
Oh, goody.
You have a small army of stone squirrels.
You have created biomechanical properties in a non-biological material.
Yes. I could not do that before.
No, I'm so sorry. You have 4, not 8.
Don't give me 8.
You have 4.
They have 20 HP.
I missed-
8 plus
I
to hit.
miscounted. You have
1d4 damage.
You have 4. And they can fly.
Flying squirrels.
You have 4 of them.
My
I just
Fantastic.
miscounted.
God. That's
For now.
crazy.
You can try to use your power on them if you want.
I would like to try to use my power. I was considering that.
Okay. Do you want to do that now or wait for this little interaction to finish?
No.
Okay.
Now.
As
I'll
you
give
can
you
see me
this.
do that.
Yeah, you watch as he, as I said, picks up fist-sized rock, concentrates on it, kind of dark green energy goes into it. It transforms into a small squirrel, and then 4 more kind of come out of
You mean
the
3 more.
3 more come out of the nearby area. Most of them stone, but they're all like whatever. They're not all uniform. Like one of them might be made of like a river stone. One of them is made of quartz. One of them, they're all different. Whatever material.
But throughout, you can see just the green energy.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
almost pulsing through them like a heartbeat. I'll give you this.
No.
There's no. You focus on it, attempting to wrest your control over it, like you have in the past. These are not
Sentient.
actual animals.
These are not sentient
Yeah.
creatures.
So you don't use the token, but you kind of focus on it, and these are just
These are not sentient.
they're almost wind up toy adjacent,
Mm-hmm.
but
They're under my control.
I would like to try to find an animal nearby.
Full survival or nature check.
What can you do?
18.
We will keep that in mind as you guys are walking. Are you looking for
I have now I
flying,
have squirrel.
land, or any specific type of creature, or just a small creature that you can find?
Let's go like a bird.
Okay.
Little
Do
bird.
you
We'll
have
keep
a
that in mind.
special ability?
Big yawn.
Take
Yeah.
a big yawn there, Pyle.
Yes, I am a pilot.
What do you do?
Uh,
Pilot.
I control the direction and the speed at which the ship travels.
I will ask, do you
Explain.
think Pyle is aware that he now has a connection?
No.
Okay.
You-
Neither is fair.
I wasn't.
Explain.
In my cockpit, the main tool I use for piloting the ship is what you would understand as the wheel. It is a little bit more complicated.
I'm going to
than that.
pick up a spellstone and start turning it into a wheel.
It is a little bit more complicated than that. But in addition to this wheel, I also have instruments that control the speed at which the ship travels. Something like artificial wind, I imagine sailboats here would use. But we generate our own wind.
Yeah, Lumber just the moment he said wheel, stopped paying attention.
Wheel.
Pyle does not. Yeah, he holds up. Is this a cartwheel or a ship's wheel?
A ship's wheel.
Okay. It's very rudimentary, like 4 pegs.
It did not take very long to make.
You watch it. He almost didn't use tools. He just kind of one of his fingers just kind of
Actually, I did take out like probably.
like a little chisel.
Yeah, I have multiple different kinds of stones. The hardest one I just brought out and just
Yeah.
started hammering
He
away.
pulled out what looks like just a very tough looking stone and starts chipping away. And it's very rudimentary, and he could probably refine it, but it's well done for the little crack.
That was a wheel.
Thank you.
It cracks in half, and
Yeah,
neither
it
of
was
you
very
care.
brittle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes,
I put effort into that.
you are a beast of burden.
Yes.
I'm gonna start making another one.
So
And you get to deal with this the whole time.
you travel for a few
Every
hours
single of it.
until the biological creatures have to rest. So you and your dragon.
Mhm.
My face when I see him necro.
As you're traveling, I did forget. You do see what looks like a definitely a carrion bird. There's 3 of them that are kind of circling a spot.
Look
Maybe
over.
it'd be about
Thank you.
100 feet off to the right side of the little road you're traveling, and you can just see 3 what probably are vultures. Which means there's something dead down there, or something they're waiting to die. That's the only reason they do that.
Spend a token.
All right. So you concentrate, and a little bit, instead of getting transparent, your arm that you use gets dark, like more solid in that kind of dark green as you kind of point and concentrate. And one of them breaks off, kind of circles towards you, just kind of lands on the ground next to you, just kind of regarding you. You see as he points up at these 3 vultures that are circling, one of them flies over and just kind of lands in front of him. So you have basically what, if I remember correctly, what your power does is instead of basically magical control, it is now as if you've trained this creature for months.
Yeah.
So it is the equivalent of a hunting bird. So it just kind of lands regarding you with that bald head, kind of very sparse feathers on the head, because that's how vultures are.
Yup.
They're built to eat, be able to put their heads in things and not
Yup.
mess with their flight. And it's kind of regarding you as birds do, out of the side. Yeah.
Just gonna hold up my arm.
Kind of takes off. They're not graceful creatures.
I'm aware.
It lands. And it's heavy. This is because vultures are not small. This is not like hunting hawk size, but it lands and you kind of, as it just kind of perches, and it smells like a vulture.
I'm gonna.
It smells like decay.
I'm just gonna like get it to go on ahead of us.
Okay.
Basically.
So it takes off in that direction. Does it have any specific instructions?
Observe and like give warning if anything approaches.
But yes, it
It's
is.
basically more like scout, like keeping an eye out around us while we're resting.
All right.
Are you able to transform?
Your
No.
flesh buddies
Okay.
have to rest for the evening and are
How
starting to
unfortunate.
set up camp.
I have one flesh buddy.
And two count dragon.
He's talking about a fairy.
I
Not
have
my
one
buddy.
flesh buddy.
Not my buddy.
That dragon could probably one-shot you.
Yeah.
With a breath
That
weapon.
dragon could just. Oh, never mind. It's not fire.
No, he's vulnerable to lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'm vulnerable to fire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He is a robot. If he gets hit with too much lightning, he just short circuits.
Yeah. So
And
it's
he's
a
made of
2d6.
wood.
It's 2d6 damage. So
46.
46 would be painful.
Yes.
And
Well,
might
you
kill
do get a
him.
dex save for half.
It might kill him.
How much health do you have?
Currently,
46 shouldn't kill him.
currently I'm 18.
But you have shields, right?
That
Max is
might.
27 with shield. It's another 5.
Well,
And
without
how
the
do-
shield, he
Do you know
died.
how the shields work?
To the best of my knowledge, you activate it.
It takes amount of damage, and then you better get it back on a short rest. Like the Patrick said.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So you activate your shield, and then as a reaction, you can spend a D8. I don't think it even has a reaction.
That's a
I think
different.
it's-
That's a different shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. So yeah, I do
Your
have
base
the shield
stuff is, I think it's just whenever you take damage, you reduce it by
5. Because I have the shield, which is like
Yeah.
5 temp HP, more or less is what it functions as. But then I also have my barriers, which
Yes.
reduce damage equal to 1d8 per tick used.
yes.
That's what Patrick was talking about.
Mhm.
Patrick, I think Patrick took different shields.
Yeah.
'Cause
He
he had like double health.
Yeah, but he also didn't have that good of a con.
No.
Anyway. But yes, so
What else can you do?
you're starting to set up camp.
Lumber is talking to Piles because neither of them need to sleep.
You have to rest, I believe, for 4 hours.
Only if I need spells.
You have the potential to get exhausted. Exhaustion doesn't necessarily mean physical. Sometimes it means your body has not repaired itself.
I don't need to do that yet.
Not yet.
What else can you accomplish?
Many things.
Such as.
I'm gonna go to the restroom while you guys
Do that. Yeah.
autism at each other.
I can shoot my rifle. And
What is
my,
a rifle?
it is this.
What is that?
It is a rifle.
What is a rifle?
A rifle shoots a projectile at high velocity.
That is a very strange bow.
Boom!
That is a very strange bow.
But an effective one. I have
Yes.
a smaller version. For more...
Tiny bow.
Yes. Those are for my defense protocols.
I too have weapons.
Additionally, I am...
I'm taking control of the situation.
No.
Tajin,
Are those your weapons?
the rifle, and the sidearm.
Anything else?
Come. Can I just?
Yes, I have explosives.
What?
I have explosives, demolitions, combustions, incendiary items,
What?
Things that, when activated, create a very quick and very deadly wave of pressure.
What? But I'm just doing that to see how far you'll go down the rabbit hole.
Isn't that the way this goes?
Yes, yes, it is.
I didn't take that power. Oh well. Oh wait, he said it. Hold on.
Oh dear.
Oh?
Boo. Boo.
Kaplistle.
I don't want you to say that.
Ever
This
again.
is an explosive, and he will. This is technically a power, though. I don't necessarily know how it manifests. I guess he pulls out. Specifically, okay, whatever. He pulls out this.
Well,
Yeah, like it's about twice the size of your regular D20. This sphere. He primes it, and it starts glowing and beeping, and then throws it. And then the plant that he throws it out, boom, explodes in fire.
do not throw that at me.
My rest is completely just.
I would be
Disturbed.
incinerated.
What was that?
Unexplosive,
Wonderful.
Why?
he asked.
What?
I had questions.
He was inquiring.
He answered.
Don't
I
do that
provided an example.
anymore?
Back to sleep.
Was it disturbing?
Yes.
Is there a better time that you would not be disturbed at?
In the morning when I'm not sleeping.
Noted. How soon after not sleeping?
1 hour.
1 hour after not sleeping. Will you announce the moment that you are awake
Currently.
so that I can start the timer?
Currently.
Yeah,
he is awake.
yeah, sure.
What is a timer?
A timer is a device you use to keep track of how much time passes.
Pigeon's asleep again. We're going back
What?
to sleep. Hydration.
Imagine the sun. You use the sun to keep track of how much there is left in a day, correct? How much daylight you have. What?
You have a you have an internal sun.
Sun. I thought you said internal sock.
What? Where did you hear sock?
In a manner of speaking, figuratively and literally, yes.
I also have a sun.
It is dark green.
What is
Yeah,
it?
you're ready.
May I see?
It is not a sun so much. It is a series of metallic objects filled with electricity, lightning.
May I see?
No,
Please.
it is hard to dismantle myself to get to the point at which I would expose my power cords.
It is very simple for me.
I am not you. You are wood. I am metal. A vast complexity of metal plates and bits and parts. To disassemble
Why are
them,
you so complicated?
because I am made of a more dense, less pliable, less shapeable material.
I am sorry for your loss.
I have lost nothing, as this is how I was created. By default, this is my state by default.
I apologize first for my apology.
Noted.
Right.
No, we want to keep
Next
going.
morning.
What?
Next morning.
Damn it. Does anything happen during the night?
No, it is.
Yeah, a massive explosion wakes me from my sleep.
Hydration.
As he demonstrates what an explosive is.
Oh, do you?
He did, yeah.
Nah.
Now go refill it.
All right. Aaron,
Yeah,
roll a d100.
that is my name. My name's Aaron.
Water tastes like lettuce.
Stop.
Your honor.
You're not Hosea.
Roll a d1 or a d20 for me.
Me? Roll a d100. 86.
Thank you.
Do we fight dragons?
Find out.
How big?
Althor. Your head.
86? Yes.
Yeah. 69 actually.
Nice.
So next day, it is. Best way to describe it is a perfect summer day. About mid 80s. And no clouds in sight.
What time?
Huh?
What time is it?
I mean, it's morning.
When do you wake up?
What is your default wake up time? Are you an early riser?
Yes.
Yeah, we're just waiting because he has an hour before he can irritate.
Let's go with like dawn, really.
You have an hour before you can irritate.
Hmm.
In game.
Sleep from dusk to
And
dawn.
then what'd you get on your D20? All right, cool. So, so you wake up at 6:30. You're a hunter. You'd probably wake up relatively early. The sun is starting to come up at that point, so you'll probably take 20-30 minutes to eat something because you have some food rations. But it is bare basics, not enough pure dragon by any means. You will need to go hunting throughout the day, probably, to find something for her to eat, because she eats much more than you do.
I'm gonna have my vulture come back.
Good morning.
Yes.
Find food.
Good morning.
Good morning. I am awake.
He is awake.
Timer started. 1 hour. 60 minutes.
What are you counting down to?
The time in which I can use explosives at agent's request.
I wish to see your other weapon.
The rifle? The sidearm?
Sidearm. Is that what that is called?
Yes.
May I see it in action?
Does it taste good?
By technical classifications, this is the M5 Phalanx Heavy Pistol.
What ammunition does it use?
I'm just being Google right now. He's just.
You are us and he is Google.
It can fire a variety of ammunition types.
Such as
Incendiary, lightning, energy, standard.
can it fire? Rock.
No,
I cannot help you with ammunition.
I did not expect you to. I have plenty of ammunition. Thank you.
How much do you have?
I have not counted recently.
Do that.
Why?
What if you run out before expected?
Then I will have to improvise.
How will you improvise?
I do not know.
Also, I would like it known, and Patrick knows this too. If you choose to level up, you can in fact go into a normal 5e class.
Oh, fun.
So if you're like, I want to be a rogue,
that work.
Oh
sneak attack.
no!
Attack with gun.
You can already do that in D&D.
I know.
Yo, I know. Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know.
I would have to improvise based on the circumstances in which it would require. I cannot tell you how I would improvise now, as that is directly contrary to what improvise means.
Understandable. I am
Yes.
simply getting an assessment of your ability
so-
in case we encounter.
About
Combat.
20-30 minutes
Understandable.
later, as you're finishing eating, your vulture comes back carrying what looks like about half some kind of small beast, burnt to cinders, and just kind of drops it. Using.
Alpha, will you eat this?
Kind of like considers it for a good 10 seconds.
We can find more.
Bite. It was like maybe a small meal for you.
Would you like an assessment of my equipment?
Thank you. Good bird.
Yeah, I don't
What?
know if you've ever touched
Processing
a
unit
vulture. I have
you
not
like
either,
an
but I
assessment?
cannot
I
imagine
might
it feels good.
I
In a moment.
reach out to touch it and then I don't. Good
Um,
bird. I'm gonna.
You can see a
guess
couple
on
of the feathers
kill
are
it.
slightly singed as well.
When did you get
Roll
a
perception
bird?
check.
When did you get a bird?
That's a 10.
You can smell smoke.
When did you get a bird?
Last night.
Did it
You-
get birthed by your large dog?
No,
No.
I
Is that common?
Yes.
acquired it from
You
the
are not
surroundings.
pregnant.
No, she is not.
My apologies.
She is still very
You know
young.
how a cat's tail whips back and forth when mad?
Yeah.
That's what hers is.
My apologies.
It's okay, Althor. It literally doesn't know anything. It doesn't know anything.
I do not. How about now?
Not yet. Not yet.
Stalking back and forth, grumpy,
How about
waiting for
now?
you guys to be ready to leave.
What is your equipment?
Would both of the robots roll perception for me?
I'm assuming it came from the place it was circling earlier.
3.
Continue. You also smell is not the right word, but you can detect light smoke coming from the direction you need to be traveling.
Okay.
Not in the back way you came, where you found the vulture.
Okay.
I am equipped with.
As he grabs a part of his bicep,
Yeah.
on his right arm, rips it off, and you just see it's a club, a decently sized club.
You are capable of transforming your own form into weaponry.
Affirmative. Such example.
Noted.
Chunk. And it kind of reattaches.
Yeah, it reattaches seamlessly.
And then I open my chest, and you see it's just a bunch of stones
You
inside.
see the power source, and then it's just full of rocks.
Yeah. And then I close that up, go to on this arm, open a little latch, pull out a sling. Pull out rock.
Noted.
You're like, primitive but effective.
Will
Built-in weaponry.
Will
You need to
this
consider
be-
that.
It depends on the type of hostiles we encounter.
Indeed.
Oh god, my thighs.
Thighs.
It's sore. I was doing yard work today and yesterday.
Pyle said that. What was wrong?
Let's do leg day.
He did. What do you think it's time
Extra
for?
leg
Oh,
day.
Do another leg day.
I would rather not.
Do an actual.
Anyway,
leg day.
assuming we're heading in the direction of fire, which is
Yeah.
great for
Well,
me.
you're heading north.
So in
Toward the
Uh,
fire.
Yeah. As you're heading, you can see what definitely appears to be, I'm going to call it a wildfire, though we don't know for sure if it was started on purpose or accident. But a decent part of the right side of the road and the nearby area is definitely on fire.
Oh dear.
And lots of various wildlife are running from it.
Is there any water nearby?
You don't see any, and you are not familiar with this immediate area.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And if you want to, because that's how it works on the long rest, you can switch your spells.
Is one of them create water?
You can look.
I'll switch mending to it.
Not a cantrip. You can do
It's
spells.
Great Water is
Oh.
a cantrip in Pathfinder.
I can't switch.
It's a first level.
You can switch
Wait.
spells.
Oh wait, never mind.
Cantrips are spells. None of these are spells.
That's not where the bookmark is. Flip
You
to the
didn't
back of
hand
the
me where.
No, I just handed you the book. Not the full back. Like,
Be specific.
look for the book, boy.
None of these are spells.
You're almost there.
Is it here?
Nope, keep going.
Is it here?
So I have
Here it is.
a power called Cryoblast,
Okay.
which I can fire a massive super cooled subatomic particles at a 2-meter radius. Could I, rather than casting that as a like a mass that explodes, could I rather effectively like shape it into like a fire extinguisher?
You can attempt to.
What am I rolling?
What ability is it based on? So, like, what DC? Is it a DC? Is it an attack roll?
Creatures within the sphere have its for strength saving throw.
Okay. And what's your DC based on?
Intelligence.
Okay, so roll an intelligence check.
Does the world count as an open container?
You can make it rain.
11.
All right. So,
Can I do that with Rudecraft?
not a lot. You can make it like mist, but that's not enough to do anything about a wildfire.
And I don't want to waste the spell slot on create water.
And we had to look.
I only have 4. Oh, yeah. I'll get more, but I only currently have 4. I don't have an eraser.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pencil box over there? Oh, here it is.
I'm just destroying the paper now.
Hand that to Aaron.
No.
Some of those have erasers. So what does this look like? What does this ability look like?
Yeah, so I think basically from a little dispenser under the plating in his arm.
It should be in the box.
No, like
Oh,
probably over there.
I don't see it, but there's a pencil sharpener in that box.
I hate it.
Yeah, you see a
It's me.
little nozzle
The other
extend
one's
from
manual too.
in between plates in
Here,
his
you can twist it like a
armor
ratchet. No, back and forth.
that then expels a substance very, very much akin to, what comes out of a fire extinguisher.
Fireball.
It doesn't go quite as much as you were hoping to. Well, it goes, and it kind of creates a spot
You have portable water.
that
Yes.
it puts out some of the fire, not a whole lot.
You know how I said I wasn't gonna waste a spell slot?
You gonna do it?
Yep.
Okay.
I do. As I create 10 gallons of water.
Yeah. So you just kind of put.
Wait,
this
wait,
hand
look.
out.
What I want to happen is I just do this. Connor. Lumber just puts his hand out, and any moisture in the air condenses into 10 gallons of water over the fire.
Yeah. Basically,
And I just
puts out a bigger chunk.
I too can do that.
Scuttling is the correct word. Out of the fire, kind of in the undergrowth that you guys just put out,
Mhm.
is a slightly singed, probably 4 foot long, about a foot high insect centipede.
centipede demon.
Which one of you do you
Use
believe
power.
is closest?
I think me, because I was actually walking.
And I also
forward.
don't need to be that close to
You do not.
create water.
So it's
Use
going
power.
to just out of panic. You are in the way. It's going to attack you. 13,
No, does not hit my AC.
19,
Does.
and a 13.
Is that 3 attacks?
Yeah, they don't do a lot of damage.
What?
They don't do a lot of damage.
Oh, let's see. Do I still have my squirrels with me?
You're immune to poison. Correct.
And yes.
No, I don't.
I mean the poison damage and the poison.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Sure.
I just realized my squirrels don't disappear.
Nope.
There's
You still
not a limited
You
time.
still have 4 of them.
Okay. It's just
It's
then I
un-
can create more.
It's until they
What's their
die or
damage?
you spend another token.
One.
Uh-huh.
Total?
Three minus 2.
Nice. So it scuttles forward. It kind of scratches at you almost in a panic and then bites into your leg and you're like, ow. You take 4 damage
Does this
and go into a fit of rage.
Can
Oh, this is
Pyle
big.
even do that?
would this go through my shield or no?
I mean, your shield would take the damage first.
Okay, gotcha.
But it still affects you.
Gotcha.
So, smile.
Smiles.
Whatever this creature's poison is not the right word. Whatever this effect is, bumps you to the front.
Gotcha.
I need you guys to roll initiative. We'll keep in mind your power. in case you still want to attempt to do this, because it may not be a beast. It only works on animals. I'm just letting you know. So it will work on monstrosities if this is what that might be.
So to be clear,
Yes.
Smile has the same physical stats but different mental stats.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And obviously your mannerisms are different.
Different. Yes.
So, fit of
Oh
range.
yeah, look at these.
Your melee attacks deal an extra d6 damage, and you must attack the nearest creature, other than the centipede.
Okay.
That would be me.
If there is no creature within range,
Or is it?
you pick a random direction and continue looking for a target.
Fun.
You can
Other
make a saving
than
throw at the
this.
end of your turn.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, this was a panicked creature running from a wildfire, and you happened to be in the way.
Yeah.
So, where did my pencil go?
No, he won't do that.
All right. Anything above 20?
Also, that dice right there. It's not. I got an 8. Oh, you didn't even get an 8.
Blue is
20 to
dragon.
15.
Nobody.
15 to 10.
12.
Okay.
This is horrible.
Actually. I'm spelling it smile with a Y.
You should say smiles.
10 to 5.
8.
Oh, my dragon got a 5.
Poor soul.
I'm a 4.
Sucker boy.
I'm a friend.
Hello, my friend.
All right. It is the centipede's turn first. It scuttles past you. Who do you think would be next?
Either me or the dragon.
I'm gonna roll just to do
Right?
20.
Yeah.
Evens, because that's how I had it. Evens and odds. So dragon. Natural 1.
Oh. Wait, doesn't
Is
it?
that
Ten.
attack of opportunity?
Not D&D. And a 7. So it just kind of scratches and that's it. It does not do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Smile. Because that's it. That's it. It rolled nothing above a 5
Yeah.
on the dice.
So I think as Pyle was as Smile was pushed to the front, you watch as there's this just really weird but violent crick that Pyle's shape does.
Mm-hmm.
And he resets his head, but not fully, and then he slowly turns around to Lumber. Dumbass. He's gonna make a melee attack against him.
What did I do?
So what do I get in this?
You have an extra
Dumbass.
d6 to damage.
What did
Okay.
I do?
To damage, not to hit.
So that's a 3.
Oh no, you also have
No.
advantage on melee attack rolls.
Oh, okay, cool.
Don't.
That's an 8 to hit.
No.
So,
That's not.
what is your?
half,
Is it just a
Hey,
punch or is
just
it like
a-
a,
hey,
a
sorry,
butt
Connor,
attack with the
Connor.
gun?
Connor, that's half my AC.
What
You're
what
getting
is your melee attack?
So I do just have an unarmed strike, but I also have energy pulse.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're not doing energy pulse.
Well, it wouldn't matter
You
either
just,
way.
Yeah, you didn't hit.
Oh, I'm
me.
sorry. I'm sorry. It would have been a 10. I do have a.
You still
Okay,
didn't.
well,
Okay.
Yeah. So he just swings at you.
I'm gonna say it just grazed. It's just like the bark just
Yeah.
pushes
Just like-
it up.
What
You
was
hear the
that?
snap of wood, and it's
Why did
Shut the hell up.
What was that for?
Would you like to move other than?
It's
just
my
close
turn
it?
next.
Okay. It is actually the fire's turn as it starts to spread back to where you kind of put it out. Because this is a wildfire. It slows it down, but it is starting to spread closer. But that's it. Now it's your turn. You got swung at,
Is there
and
any way to break him out of it?
oh yeah, you can say
Swing.
the turn.
Another wisdom.
Yes.
Is there any way for me to?
0.
Is there any way for me to
Not that-
help him roll
You
again?
don't know what's going on.
-2.
No, I don't. Okay.
I have a wisdom of 7.
One moment. I'm going
It's
to
great.
I'm going to see.
Well,
if I'm-
Smile might have a different wisdom, but I'm not gonna.
This is Piles specifically, because he's basically, I'm flavoring this as trying to wrest control.
Gotcha. Sure, that makes sense.
So.
You dumbass. 3.
8! The thing isn't difficult to kill. It's a fun ability it
Okay.
has.
Yeah.
If it hits with a bite attack, it does a little bit of damage, and if you fail a save, Yeah.
I'm going to cast a spell, and I want you to tell me if I can decide which creatures are restrained or not.
you do not.
With Entangle?
It's just the area.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
As Lumber just sticks his hands in the ground, and these not vines, more like trees
The
start
branches.
wrapping around everyone
So
inside.
everyone
Needs to make a strength save.
What's your saving throw?
13.
5.
We both make it.
Sweet. You didn't.
The creature also
Comfortably.
rolled a 11,
Did not
and then
succeed.
you need to as well.
Nope. One moment. In a 20-foot area starting from a point within range.
But if you want, you could actually just target
Oh,
the centipede, and
are they the
Yeah.
only people besides me?
Yeah.
Okay.
so you wouldn't even have to target you just because of where they're standing.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys actually wouldn't even be targeted, but these, just branches come up and just wrap around you, and you're like,
I'm just gonna go up and just slap him.
I mean, nothing happens.
Yeah, I know. And then just step, like, about 20 feet back.
So you do get an attack of opportunity. It's a flat roll.
Me?
Yeah,
So he doesn't get a. What do you mean? It's a flat roll.
because he has advantage, but he has disadvantage for being restrained.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has advantage from the centipede's feature.
10.
All right.
No.
So he just swings at you, another big haymaker.
I
and
want it to be just like.
you just no.
No.
All right.
As I do that, I'm just gonna go no
Smacks you upside the head.
again, and then
Hold on.
back.
There is a yummy centipede.
Both are
Yummy, yummy.
Both are entangled for
Yeah, you have
concentration up to a minute.
and I think they get is an action to break out,
One
or is it
moment.
just to save at the end of their turn?
A 20.
A creature
30, 20
restrained
hits.
by the plants can use its actions to
Yes.
make a strength.
All right.
So
What'd
technically,
you get?
they shouldn't. Wait. Oh, never mind. Yeah.
30, 20 hits, right?
Yes, but you do have advantage because it is restrained.
You could get a natural 20. You did not.
No.
And it
That is
wasn't
a
back to
one.
natural 1 in the other one.
All right.
Alright.
Go ahead and roll damage.
So,
I'm assuming this is a bite attack.
yes. Yes.
Those are very nice.
I have a strength of 10.
What's your strength saving throw?
I am
He's not proficient.
in strength saving
I
throw.
think it's
So 0.
0.
Oh
dex
my
and
god.
intelligence.
Yes.
Does that mean
All
your
right,
wisdom
that
is also a
is-
10?
My wisdom is 7.
He has. Oh no, you're. Oh yeah, yeah.
Then how is your perception
He's
a
proficient.
0? Oh.
I'm proficient in perception despite my negative 2 in wisdom.
Does that mean you have a +3?
And I have a plus 0.
No, proficiency bonus.
It gives you a proficiency bonus equal to your proficiency, which is 2 at this level.
Yeah. So he has a 0 total.
Wouldn't that be a
Alright,
negative?
so that
never
is-
mind. I'm done.
How much damage?
10. 11 damage.
Solid hit.
Is it still alive?
Yes, this is a pretty hardy creature.
Okay. Dragon!
Oh!
That was the dragon's
Oh,
turn.
then it's your turn.
And it is your turn.
Is it Miles talking?
Yes.
Holy smokes!
Alright. Does a 12 hit?
It does not.
Mm,
You swing down, and it kind of gets stuck in the large branches that are holding it down. Because this thing it's pretty low to the ground, just because it's a giant centipede. So the branches just kind of
How big is this centipede? I can actually transform into that.
Potentially.
It is a CR 4.
Mhm.
4.
This is a different creature.
Okay, I'm talking about specifically a giant centipede.
Giant centipede, yes, this is a different creature.
Okay.
You could theoretically do this if you were
Centipede
a different
demon.
type of druid.
Centipede demon.
and could I use my
Um,
bonus action to try to tame it?
No,
Power?
that is an action.
Okay. Yeah, I honestly had entirely forgotten when I made
No,
that.
fair enough.
Which is fine. I'll try for the next round.
I will say, give me a nature check.
The roll.
18.
Okay. So you recognize the patterning on its back. This is what's called a ragipede. That is
What?
the loop is called.
I have no idea.
Its bite has the ability to cause whoever it bites to go into a blind rage. It wears off, and it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but the worst part is that people tend to remember. They don't forget what they did. So if this makes its way into a small village and bites the wrong person, that person's going to go on a... yeah. So you've killed a couple of these. You're not sure if they count as a beast, which is what your power works on, and they're tameable, or a monstrosity, and those are much harder to tame. You're not sure.
How many tokens do I have?
Currently 2.
Okay,
You have 2 per day.
Okay.
You can attempt it. You're just not sure, because like an owl bear is a monstrosity, but an owl and a bear are beasts.
Yeah.
So this is a magical creature. You're just not sure where it falls on that line. All right. Smile. Oh, it's the Ragepede's turn. This is gonna make, because it can't do anything else.
Make a strength check.
Well, it's gonna attack the dragon at disadvantage
Okay.
because it's kind of in panic mode right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it thinks it can fight a dragon.
A 9.
It cannot.
10.
No.
And an 8.
Yeah.
It's only Miles. Maybe.
There is no one within immediate melee. You do not get the advantage or the extra d6.
Yeah.
So you have disadvantage on the attack.
I really hope you.
It's fine.
That's a 5.
No, that is fine.
Please don't hit me.
Disadvantage, you say?
Yes,
Don't hit me.
because you are restrained.
13.
No.
Angry boy.
Okay. Because of my circle,
Mm-hmm.
I am able to technically talk to beasts.
Mm-hmm.
Not they can't. I can't speak their language.
And once
here.
again, this is
Did the team stop? Did it say reconnecting?
It is connected. It's
Okay, we're back
now.
then.
It's
Never
back
mind.
live. Never
I
mind.
was like, it doesn't say anything bad on my side.
Yeah, right as we actually said it, it came back.
Oh, I am immune to disease.
This is not a disease.
Okay.
May I roll?
This is specifically just.
May I go up?
It's a mind affecting.
May I go up to the centipede?
So you can. It's difficult terrain while in the
That's
the
fine.
roots, but you do kind of walk up to it.
And may I roll animal handling to try and get it to stop?
Sure.
Like, stop attacking us.
Animal handling or persuasion.
Well, my animal handling is a 5, and my persuasion is a 0.
Understood.
So roll persuasion.
As I do, in fact, get a 13.
Okay.
And to help with this,
Mhm.
I'm going to, as Lumber is just walking up to this, he's slowly putting his hand forward.
Mm-hmm.
If you cease this rage, I will help you get away from the fire.
Okay.
I will throw you into
So it seems your words seem to connect with it. We'll see what happens on its turn.
Okay.
Alcor.
Can I also use my bonus action
Uh-huh.
to pretty much tell the squirrels to stay near the fire?
Yes.
Not like if it moves forward, they're going to move back.
Yeah.
But stay near the fire.
Nomch.
Yeah, they can do that.
Oh,
You have
17.
advantage. You have advantage because it's still restrained.
are you attacking the centipede?
Nomch.
Hungry.
That's fair. Every time you do this, things get worse.
Ooh, decent roll.
Nomch. So that is numbers. Math. 10 damage.
To be fair, I did say I, not us.
Yes.
Please,
That is very specific.
please don't it be dead. I want to tame.
No, it's not dead yet.
Oh,
It's a
yay.
solid hit though.
Yummy.
All right.
The weaker.
It's
like a Pokemon.
Fire's
Yeah.
The weak.
Huh?
Or is it
No,
your
it's
turn?
my turn.
You do hear what I say.
Yeah, you did
Ball.
hear that. Yes. What would you like to do?
Pokeball.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
How many
Here's-
points need I spend?
It's just one because it is
Okay.
technically small. It costs more the bigger the creature is.
Okay.
So if you wanted to target like a bear, it'd probably take 2.
Okay.
It
How do we
also
get
depends on
tokens
how
back?
smart the creature
How do we get
is.
tokens
Sleep.
back?
just take a long rest. So
Okay.
you have
How many
both of
cookies
yours.
do I have?
You have your proficiency bonus. Is
Okay.
how many? Because it's nice and easy.
Okay.
Come back in a long rest.
Apparently the centipede now has the human centipede song stuck in Terran's head.
Sure.
Because of the centipede.
I
I
think
need
that's
you.
a red flag.
What is your highest mental stat? Do you remember?
Yes?
Charisma.
Roll the charisma check.
Does he have his character sheet?
No.
Do you have his character sheet?
No.
What? Where's his character sheet?
At my house.
Oh.
That would be an 11.
Okay. So you push your will upon this creature, and it is met by another source. This is already under the control of something.
Me? No.
You're unable to roll an insight check for me, actually, is what I'm going to give you. So wisdom. I don't think you were...
Natural
one.
20.
Okay. It is definitely... It is running on instinct, but it was commanded... It's meant to be in this area. You can sense whatever the command was has been fulfilled.
So it's no longer under.
It is,
Okay.
but it's acting on instinct right now, running from the fire.
Okay.
Alright.
But you try to
So it's
enforce your will.
Technically
over this.
acting on its own volition.
Yes, it completed whatever the initial action is and is now trying to just survive.
Leave.
But you can tell that you try to, as I said, push your will upon this creature, and it is met with just a wall. Something has already had its control over this creature. You can tell though it's a beast.
That's in
You
control.
can control it. You just didn't roll high enough to overtake whatever was currently doing it.
It's under something's control. Try to contain it. Althor. No eating.
Shouldn't he have made another wisdom check?
I'll
You get a
get
roll
you
0.
more later.
Oh,
Another 0.
another one.
I'll get you more food later, I promise.
Is it the fire's turn?
You can hit the bird after this.
Is it the fire's turn?
No, it is the Rage of Pete's turn.
Okay.
It's going to just use its action to attempt to break out.
Okay. It's not going to try to attack me.
So what is your DC again? 13?
Yes.
98.
No.
5.
No.
So it's struggling. And
I'm
that's
assuming
its
if I took it out, it'd just get out.
basically, yeah.
Okay.
But it is struggling, attempting to escape. It is no longer an attacking.
Whose turn is it now?
Smile.
Is fire not gone again?
The fire moved a
It's
little
after.
bit. It's
Okay.
starting to cross the road in the direction you were heading.
Okay.
Smile's gonna take another shot.
All right.
Has he moved at all?
Yes.
Did you
I
move
moved
further
toward
away?
the centipede.
You are now close. He's closer, but still not in melee range.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna shoot him again.
Okay.
I hope you missed again.
So you have
Still
disadvantage
disadvantage?
again.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the
I
restraint.
hope you hit him.
No. Really, him not.
11.
You're okay sad about that.
He
I
wants,
had to
he
jinx
wants it to work.
So you guys were all jinxing it.
Fires
so-
again, but this time hits because you're kind of shooting at his side. You hit him in the shoulder, which once again, pretty thick armor
Yeah.
there.
Thick boy armor.
It just kind of almost deflects off.
I don't know to know. Not at
You got
all.
a wall.
It was just,
Wisdom save.
4.
Doing better.
hey,
Reaching up there.
hey, Connor.
Good job.
It's my turn.
Me.
It should
Okay.
be.
You are angry.
Is it-
It is now the fire's turn. It is
Okay.
fully crossed the road. in
I'm
the
now
direction-
realizing its turn is between mine and Smiles.
Yeah.
Just now.
Yeah. So the fire's managed to cross the road in the direction you were going.
Mm-hmm.
And it's taken over the little section that he
Does
put
it have any
his...
sign of slowing down?
Not really. It slowed down in the section that you guys put out, but this was a fire.
Uh-huh. We're not stopping this fire.
No, your job is to probably just outrun it, which might
But he
mean
wants outside. Or inside.
he can deal with it. I think he's inside right now. Lumber, it is your turn.
Can I once again roll animal him?
I'll give you advantage.
I rolled high on the first one, and I rolled even higher. Because the first one was originally a 20, not natural, and the second one was a 24.
All right.
I will save you, I promise.
It
Please allow
calms,
me.
it calms down. Legs still kind of, twitching.
I'm going... How big is this thing?
3-4 feet long and maybe about a foot tall.
So is it like a normal centipede?
I mean,
Or does it look like a normal
it looks like one, kind of a flat,
Mhm.
but
Flat
yes.
would I be able to reach under and pick it up?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not.
Is it going to let me?
Yes.
I will slowly reach under. Surprisingly gentle, considering my size.
Yeah.
And lift it up,
Rude.
turn, and start running away from the fire.
All right.
And then I'm going to
Are you running in the direction you're supposed to go?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to command my squirrels to do their best to stamp out any flames they can.
Okay.
To slow it down as much as possible.
So, are they focusing on the part that's farthest ahead? Where are you wanting them to focus?
Where
On the road?
where's
next
the
to
most...
The party?
I know it's a fire.
Yes.
Where's the most dangerous portion at this time?
Probably the part that's crossing the road, because that seems
Yeah,
to be making
over
the most
there.
headway. All right.
And since they're stone, they're going to have a better time than I will.
They managed to start putting it out. I'm not going to make you roll on that, but they are
Okay.
going to take some damage.
Okay, that's fine.
So they are resistant.
Which means
They
they,
take
have...
half.
Okay.
So they take 6 points of fire damage.
They all have 20.
All right.
Not
So
collectively.
they managed to start putting some of it out.
Each.
They're
Yeah, I
starting
know.
to singe.
Mm-hmm. They're doing
But
better
they're
than
still
we
doing
did.
all right. Althor. She is.
I'm no
unhappy
longer the
and
closest
hungry.
person to you.
Good to know.
How long does a thing last?
What?
The
I
rage.
don't know how long.
The rage. Is it rounds?
I mean, you can measure it in rounds, but that might be a very long time in rounds.
I'm assuming it's hours. Or 10
Uh,
minutes.
I think Althor is going to judge that this is dealt with and go look for food.
Okay.
You promised the bird.
Yeah.
She's going to go find the wolf.
That's
Because it's easily found.
No.
Yeah, like instantly. Probably just a tail swipe and its neck just goes as it just
No.
probably picks it up and starts flying over the fire in the direction you need to be going.
Yes.
So probably she is now out of the fight. Just for the sake of the fight's almost over. Only one you have to deal with is this fucker.
Yeah. And I'm content just leaving them.
Tajin,
Yeah.
are you gonna start running?
Yeah.
Are you gonna
Am I
attack
close
this man?
enough to use my power again on it?
You could attempt to after you run, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run
This is
and
my...
Make a charisma check.
Plus?
yeah.
You with the plus?
Yes.
That-
13.
Not quite.
Wow.
You do it again, and you start to push through, and all you see is you briefly in the center of your mind. You start to push through, and the barrier thins, and you see a red bear paw, and that's it. And then you push back, and you kind of are startled a little bit.
And so those did use my tokens, even though I failed, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
So he doesn't do it anymore.
sadly. But
unfortunately.
that's okay.
But
We
you
can always
learned-
just imprison
You've
it.
learned something.
And we've somewhat befriended it so far.
I've somewhat
Are you-
befriended it.
Continuing to carry this thing,
Yes.
it is attempting to get down and just run for its life.
Are we? How far are we away from the fire?
From the part that's crossed the road, you're still about 20 feet before you hit that point. So you're going to continue trying to hold it.
Where is it? I'm assuming it's just trying to.
It's just trying to run away from the fire.
Then pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna slowly let it down.
It's going to just use a staff action and just
Good.
run. And it disappears pretty quickly into the tall grass.
Once again, I'm telling my squirrels.
Yeah.
to think.
Well, it's not your turn yet. It was the centipede.
Oh, okay.
What you do watch is as it kind of starts to get into the grass, its kind of hide or carapace goes kind of a green-brown. Like it has some form of
Camouflage.
chameleon feature.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Smile. The closest creature is now about 30 feet from you.
Which is
This one.
I thought it was squirrels, and that'd be so funny.
not that he can actually sneer, but that's the impression you get from the.
He's gonna hit me.
The robot's away.
Probably.
That would be
You know what this
so
ma-
funny.
Yes,
You were
That
still
would be
restrained.
so funny. He misses me every shot. You crit.
11.
Nope.
Yeah. You hear this one's also kind of just energy based, right?
More or
Yeah.
less.
So he's casting some sort of spell on you, and he's just those whatever spell Lumbercast did quite a good job. of
Oh, it's
keeping
very
keeping
effective.
him held.
Yeah. I love.
Um,
You should probably make me roll concentration.
you haven't actually done anything.
Oh yeah,
for great
I've just been
concentration.
talking to
Yeah.
a centipede. And
Yeah.
A
carrying it.
raccoon.
The fire does hit the edge of the entangle.
Edge.
That's not going to be easily flammable.
No, but it is flammable.
Yeah,
And
but that's
he's
like
stuck in it.
very healthy wood.
Yes. It's
He's
going
also-
to move very slowly, but it has reached the edge of it.
I don't want to let him go though.
Um,
Unless, can you finally succeed? Hey, you need to roll
oh, yeah,
again.
roll wisdom
Oh,
saving throw.
yeah.
Roll another 2.
6.
He's getting better.
You're doing better. You're getting there. You're
Getting there.
You are getting there.
What?
Lumber, what would you like to do?
What is there to do?
You have an action, bonus action, movement.
Okay, I'm going to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 spells left.
And your second level,
Yeah.
which you can upcast if you want.
Yeah, but what does upcasting create?
Avada Kedavra.
It increases the amount of water.
20 gallons.
Yeah.
That's a lot of water.
Yeah.
How big is this fire?
I mean, that would be enough to put out what's on the road.
I'm gonna do that.
All right. So same type of thing.
Dense. Whoosh.
And what's on the road goes out.
There's still a lot of water just spreading out.
So you pass where the water or the fire was.
I
Are
go
you
to
having
turn
your
around
squirrels do
towards
anything?
them. By the way, I haven't even realized what's going on with him. I
Mhm.
just think, well, he just hit me for some reason.
Or tried to?
Yeah.
Oh, I should probably roll nature. Wait, no, I already know that. Never mind. I already had to roll nature. So I know.
Come.
Would I have any idea how long it lasts?
You've never seen it in. You've only seen the aftermath,
Okay.
so you're not sure.
Come.
The squirrels.
No, them.
Okay, them. Okay. What are you having your squirrels doing? Continue to.
Yeah,
All right.
as
We're
the
gonna-
best they can.
They're gonna take a little bit more damage.
Okay.
7 points fire damage.
Okay.
So that
They
would
have
be at
6 health.
yes. But they're
Well,
they're putting some of the fire.
They have.
Yes, because they've taken 13 damage. All right. Althor is eating.
I technically have 2 left. Technically, that was my token from yesterday.
Yeah.
I love that.
Tajin,
Yes.
are you running?
Yeah.
All right. Are you doing anything outside of running?
Connor, you're gonna have to roll a new character.
Nope.
No? Why?
You'll find out.
It's next turn, isn't it?
Nope.
All right.
Just running.
Toronto.
Also, like casually looking for new critters.
Makes sense.
Well, you control the knife.
Okay.
They are now.
Mhm.
Are you using a dash action to run?
He's asking a question.
Or are you using
Yes.
your? Okay, so 90 feet away from you now.
Both out rifle.
Yeah. Pull up.
Does he roll after or before?
It's at the end of his turn.
Be after 4.
I see.
You're yeah.
13. Sorry, 11.
You. And it just backs down into the earth.
All right.
Pyle. Go.
What happened?
I will explain. Go. No.
DC was 10.
Yeah.
But you guys
like
managed
old
to
Schwarzenegger.
get far enough away to where the smoke is no longer bothering you. The fire is definitely not coming this direction as quickly. It's mostly going east to west or west
I'm just
east to
gonna have my
west.
girls just do their best.
Yeah, they eventually. I mean, it'll
Die.
probably be the next turn.
We'll see.
So 3 damage,
Oh no.
and then 4 damage.
They did. Yep.
So, but they slow it down a little.
Which is what matters.
But you manage to continue your trek.
I
It
have-
is
Is it one more wizard?
no, that was about it. It was like
Okay.
it is. You're in the clear.
I apologize for any rash or hostile actions I may have taken. I have a
You tried to shoot
emergency
me.
subroutine that is known to be particularly violent for the means of prolonging my survival
You
and
saw me and
self-defense.
tried to hit me in the face.
Yes, that was its violent tendencies reacting out of self-defense.
Also,
I did not attack you.
furthermore, that centipede had a particular poison that induces rage.
I am not capable of rage.
It may be a somewhat magical effect.
Yeah, it's not. Poison's the best way to describe it because it only happens when it bites you, but
You
it's
did it-
not
you did.
poison.
Show capabilities of
Like you can't
rage.
collect the poison from this thing. It is inherently
Oh.
a magical
From
creature.
Do not
Oh,
do
I
it
was
again.
It is not
considering.
within my parameters.
Do not do it again.
It perhaps is within the parameters of that subroutine I mentioned.
Then it is within your parameters.
Side eye.
then it
Subroutine, yes.
then it
Subroutine.
is within your parameters.
Not mine. My subroutines.
The difference,
There is a large difference.
such as
A different subroutine is effectively a different mode of operation. It has
Of
different motivations. It has different goals.
why.
Well, to put it in rudimentary terms, different subroutines are placed in creatures of my make for the purposes of serving multiple needs over any course of time.
What do I call this other you?
Do not address it. Do not speak of it. That makes it easier for that subroutine to become
You
main
are
routine.
actively- you are actively speaking of it.
Yes, but I'm fighting it
Actively. At this
internally.
very moment.
It is hard. If I had what you would call a will, you would consider it weak. And it is,
Clearly.
the subroutine, strong.
What's up, routine?
The one that I just described.
What's up, routine?
The violent one.
What's up, routine?
It is best not to suddenly provoke me or do anything immediately hostile.
Like this? Hey, dragon breath.
No. And you explode.
Does that happen?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not.
You just die.
It's tempting.
Roll a new character. New pile. Pile 6, actually.
That subroutine is specifically hard to resist in times when I am in particular physical danger, as it was initially formed out of self-defense and
Uh-huh.
nothing else.
I don't remember why Smiles exists in the
Hey.
Do you?
Smile, in my memory, and I could totally be wrong
You
about
could
this.
ask Patrick.
Smile was essentially an alter ego that developed when Pyle tried to start taking control of the ship, and then
It was, yeah.
and basically it was a malware that Pyle internally developed by accident. That when was purged from his system, he was reset. That malware essentially created a backup.
Yeah.
Which is what
you have
resurfaced
Ultron
there.
backup inside of you.
Yeah.
Also,
I
I
have
was just
6.
looking through these random encounters, and this is for level 11 to 16.
Uh-huh.
Two
Dragon.
wild-eyed mages who will finish summoning 50 zombies in 3 rounds.
Cool. Sick. Love it.
Well, good thing we're not those levels.
I was just looking through, and I'm like, good God,
Yeah.
that's so many creatures.
Yeah.
No, but see, I have a quick answer for that at that level.
Oh my
Chain
gosh.
lightning.
It keeps freezing. Do you have
No. Life cleric channel divinity.
Maybe.
Also, you still...
Um,
I haven't moved.
Smile's technical class
Later.
is Ravager Vanguard. Very combat focused.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, he doesn't have the ideal tools for his trade, as unfortunately, he shares the body of somebody who doesn't use those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is rough.
He does have some other cantrips, though.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, you can have some fun with that.
Yeah.
I'm just really excited for you to come up against like an actual blue dragon, and you're like, smiles.
Help!
Self-defense?
Please! Please!
Oh, God.
You
I
get
would like-
electrocuted, and he just.
I would like to be the sub now.
Is it possible?
Ah!
Please! Is it possible for this subroutine to know I am no threat?
It considers everything, at the very least, a volatile disruption.
Is it possible that it can see me as not a threat? Or I
Potentially,
am no threat.
but
to
only
you?
if it sees you as weaker than itself.
Okay.
I cannot speak to its actual technical capabilities when it comes to combat and strength, so I don't know what it considers weaker or stronger. And even that has complexities. As you may know, the basic psychology of any animal is that when cornered, it will lash out, as that is its only option.
I do not plan on cornering it.
It would be difficult.
I do not plan on. I
That
am
is
no
a good
threat
thing.
to you.
I understand that. It, however, may think otherwise.
It tried to shoot me,
Many times, I imagine.
none of which hit.
Yes, I imagine it doesn't necessarily have access to the weapons it would prefer.
I do believe it shot Tatrin
It missed.
with your rifle.
Rifle. It is a good thing that it missed. That would have done substantial physical damage to your form.
We do not wish this upon you.
I also cannot wish this
That would
upon
be-
me.
Suboptimal.
What can you tell me about Legacy?
My ship that I am the pilot and first mate of, and that Captain Ferrick is the captain of.
Maybe next time I should use Mega P.
No, affirmative.
It's only CR3,
I want it. I'll take it.
not a beast. And it eats metal.
Do you wish her? Do you wish for me to enter the pilot subroutine?
Make sad
As I'm
face.
currently in the
Sad face.
Explorer subroutine.
Affirmative. Will that impede our progress?
So long as I continue walking. No.
We will continue walking.
Entering pilot subroutine. Hi,
Hello.
I'm Pyle.
Hello, Pyle.
Yeah, so basically the
Oh,
legacy.
it's just Connor.
So basically the legacy. Yeah, as I've explained before.
You should be very concerned.
So
Yeah.
yeah, what's going on here?
I am curious about your ship.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
What about it?
Function.
Well, it has.
It has.
The best way I can describe it is like a really. So you know the little incendiary items, the explosives I was showing you earlier.
Yes.
Imagine one of those, but way bigger and way more powerful, condensed, collapsed, and maintained in a much, much smaller space. Now, what that does, like that, what that does is it creates a high concentration of energy. And this energy is used as fuel to propel our ship through space as it flies, as I pilot it. It also,
Face.
yes, the stars.
What?
Yeah,
You lost me at
it is a space ship.
condensed.
What?
It is a ship.
Elaborate.
Your ships, I imagine, go through the water. Yeah?
That is what a ship does.
Yes. Our ship isn't necessarily not suited for going through water, but it's specifically suited for flight, more or less. Through the air, but
like
more.
a bird or that large dog. Lumber
Yeah,
know what
exactly.
a dragon is.
Yeah, exactly like that. Except rather than through the air, as you understand it, through space, way out there, in and amongst
What is
the stars. Well, you see, I mean, it's daylight right now, but you know at night how there's all those little pinpricks of light?
If I look at the sun, will I see?
Oh yes, also, as of 3rd level, the dragon size is no longer medium, it is large.
Yeah,
I forgot about
course.
that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
As you are walking, I would like a perception check, please.
Dragon?
I mean, everyone.
Dragon did a lot better than I did.
Dragon did a lot better. That is. Oh, I thought that was 1. Never mind.
No.
What do you get?
This is me.
Hey.
This is Dragon.
Said I was
Dragon is 23.
21. It's perception.
I lied. I was looking at stealth. My bad.
And I got a 22.
All right.
I do not need to mention what I got.
No, you're good.
No, he doesn't.
So the dragon kind of growls at you, and then goes back to kind of just walking. Because I'm assuming you're riding the dragon right now. Yeah. And as you are talking, you've started to hit more grasslands as you start to hit more of the base of the mountain, or at least closer to. Now it is still 4-foot tall grasses.
Yeah.
Everything is growing very quick, but there are less trees. The road kind of turns off following where what probably would have at once been the tree line, but is now overgrown. And you can see definitely the center. It's a mountain range, but you can see a larger mountain that you assume is what you're heading towards. As you're traveling about 100 feet out in front of you, you see a small hill with some kind of structure that is catching kind of the afternoon light. Definitely is not. It's made of something either very reflective or very refractive. And you can see a single humanoid kind of standing, what looks like a guard at the top of this hill.
Vertical.
But is in the way. You
What
have to
does
go
the
around it
humanoid
or
look
up
like?
to it.
What does the humanoid look like?
As you approach,
Yes. Because I know.
it appears to be maybe a 5-foot wearing rusted but was at one point decorative armor, a large pike at the side that is once again very rusted, kind of Gondorian helmet style, definitely an undead entity, just standing there with hollow eyes, kind of slack-jawed.
Hello.
Have you come to save my mistress?
Who is your mistress?
And he just points the spear behind him, and you can see this
Bring back explorer files.
structure is the best. The best way to describe the structure is basically a gazebo, but it's made of quartz.
hello.
Welcome back.
Okay.
I never left.
Aaron,
Never your voice there.
Nothing.
Yes.
the structure is what best I can describe as a gazebo, but it's made of quartz.
Ooh.
And in the center of the gazebo is a large, probably 4-foot tall, 2 to 3 feet across, and about 6-7 feet long coffin made of crystal as well.
Yummy.
And she just kind of points to the coffin. My lady.
Is she the sister to a medicine woman?
He has no brethren that live.
Did she at one point have a sister that was a medicine woman that is
Why
now
is your mistress a cop?
deceased?
It is keeping her.
Why?
If she leaves, we perish.
How
He
can
kind
I-
of taps his staff, and you see crawling out of the ground, kind of covered in dirt, 3 more of the almost identical figures all stand now at
How-
the entrances.
What is wrong with your mistress?
She is cursed.
How? With what?
It requires the blood of an outsider. None have fulfilled. And he points, and you can now see other side of the hill, pretty large pile of bodies.
How much blood?
What kind?
The material.
How do you know it requires blood?
That is the curse.
Who
We
cursed
know.
her?
And as he says, we know, all four voices say that in unison. We have tried.
Who cursed her?
It has been long forgotten.
How do you know that is how the curse works?
We know. And once again, all four voices.
I love you're doing that to the two characters
know.
who will have no reaction.
Hey,
And then him here, like,
If you cannot rescue her, we must ask you to pass by.
what is her name?
we
We
know.
have forgotten.
How long have you been guarding?
We have forgotten.
What is your name?
We have forgotten.
Why do you guard?
It is our curse.
You are cursed to guard.
To protect, to find a cure.
How would we get to a different plane of
Power-
existence?
Powerful magic.
How far are you able to leave?
He puts his spear out, or his pike out, just in front of him, and you see it hits about 10 feet in front of him, this faint barrier that you don't see, but it seems to be almost poking through like a fabric.
Perhaps we could find
Go
a
farther.
remove curse.
People have tried.
I see. Are they some of the casualties?
They were outsiders. Their blood did not suffice.
Why did they kill? Why were they killed?
They were outsiders. Their blood did not suffice.
How much blood did you use?
They were outsiders. Their blood did not suffice.
We must go.
I will inquire as to where to find the proper outsider from other life forms on this planet.
I haven't seen any others the
Whom?
past 2 weeks.
Oops. Huh?
Where do you live?
I do.
In the woods.
What is the closest settlement?
Unless you are here to help save my lady, I request that you continue to pass on.
Yeah. To be
We
clear,
can deal with that later.
this was this is the settlement at the foot of the mountain?
No.
Oh, okay.
You still got a good half day's travel.
Okay.
This is just a hill in the middle of this, which I will say, I need both of you, and you can as well, roll history checks for me.
Okay.
Can
How
my
can he
dragon
roll
roll history?
Dragon is,
How can he roll history?
he's been monitoring this planet for a while.
Ah!
13.
Okay.
9.
No.
Alright. 13. This was not here 2 weeks ago.
So,
And what did you get? 9?
9.
Okay. What would that, based on the dice, what would that be if it was a nature check? About the same?
It would be a 12.
In that case, you do start to notice that this is recently uprooted. Whatever magic caused this to happen, brought this to the surface. So you're looking around and you start to see, like, these rocks aren't local. You can see all, like, from the past 2 weeks or so, remains of almost as if like a large something had been pushed up from the ground. And they are covered in, all of the creatures are covered in I mean, dirt, moss.
We should get out of here.
Lumber's
can't
been
help
walking.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Let us continue on our way.
Goodbye.
We know.
We know. We know. We know.
If you would like to, both of you, you are welcome to roll an Arcana check. You don't have to, but you're welcome.
And it did not succeed.
You are welcome to roll a science check.
17.
Noted.
18.
No, it was on the floor. Roll again. I
Got
don't
him.
count floor rolls, boy.
14.
Doesn't matter.
Alright, what'd you get?
Do you get a little minus?
I have an 8 intelligence.
Oh, I see. What's your intelligence?
What did you get, Aaron?
No.
My intelligence is
Okay.
19.
So, 14?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely very powerful magic. You're not... Magic's not your specialty.
It's not.
It reminds you of suspended animation. That's the best.
That whole deal?
Yes. Because as you're passing by, you glance into the sarcophagus, the coffin. She is in
This is
perfect condition,
Are there any...
but
Is it
she
like-
looks... Yeah, that's the best way you could think of it,
Yeah.
is suspended animation, but there's no technology anywhere near.
Okay, there's not. Okay.
There's just a bunch of quartz.
Where is the coffin sitting on the ground?
It's built into the floor of this crystal gazebo.
Gazebo, if you will.
Gazebo.
Crisbo.
Frisbo.
Are you passing by the pile of bodies or going in a wide berth? Or in Lumber's case, through?
Over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dragon is choice. I'm riding on the
Eat
back of
the
dragon.
body. No.
She's gonna get close just to see if there's any creatures that aren't humans.
Yeah.
There are not, and none of them are humans. They are all outsiders, such as devils, fae, celestials. There's a couple odd, tall, pale, squid-looking creatures that you're not sure of. They are what you would consider
Mine.
outsiders. Yes, but your specialty is not
Yeah.
outsiders; it is beasts.
Oh, I'm
but you
aware.
don't see anything that isn't that you would recognize as native to this plane.
I wonder if...
You do see a couple what look like people, but it seems like they just wouldn't leave.
I do wonder if,
Lots of undead.
Hmm.
But yeah.
I wonder if our captain would qualify.
Captain or captain?
Anyway, further up
Um,
and further in.
But yes, did you have anything you wanted to do?
Do
I mean, you're welcome to. It's not going to do anything.
Can I just roll an investigation check to see if I can pick out like any patterns in the actual structure the coffin is built
Yeah.
into? To see even if there aren't electrical components, to see if there's like anything that resembles like
Circuitry?
circuitry,
Okay, so you're looking for runes.
more or less.
Because that's what circuitry would be.
Yeah. 7.
There's nothing that you can make out.
Yeah.
It is a smooth, crystalline structure.
Can I
There's
touch it?
Yeah.
Will they do anything?
As you put your hand in, they all kind of turn towards you, just watching you carefully. They don't stop you.
Okay.
But they just kind of watch.
I'm just investigating.
Lumber's turned after, on top of the body. Pyle. Oh.
I will say, you are slightly concerned because most of these creatures should teleport back to their home plane when killed here.
Oh.
Devils turn to ash and then are reborn. Demons turn to goo
They're
and are
not
reborn.
Dead.
Fae are reincarnated in the Feywild.
Wait a minute. Yeah, everything that died, and even
The-
disregarding that,
Yeah.
these things shouldn't be staying dead.
But they are. If they are dead.
But yes.
Yeah.
How do you
You
take
You can
the
also
blood
tell
from
that
these?
none of them are rotting. The
Lumber.
only things that are rotting are the zombies that
Lumber
were
is
already
fully
rotting.
just on top of a devil, turned to
We're out of here.
Pyle, who's up there, just Pyle. Come.
Is there any?
Actually, I'm gonna
What-
grab a bone.
Do I feel anything through the quartz material? Like any hum, any vibration?
It's cold. Like you would touch a quartz, it's kind of chilly.
Mm-hmm. I'll use my infrared vision. Is she giving off a heat signature?
You can't pass through the quartz. You scan it, and it just kind of scans as a inorganic object.
Gotcha.
Pile.
I'm gonna grab a full hand from one of
Okay.
these.
What are you doing?
It takes a second to find one that isn't attached, but you do find one. Are you looking for a specific creature type or just
Nope.
a hand? Alright. Roll a d6 for me. Because I think it listed 6 different creature types.
1.
All right, you grab what looks like the hand of an imp. Which
What are you
it's
doing?
it's warm, as if you pulled a cookie off of a baking sheet. It's been sitting out
What
for
are
a
you
few
doing,
minutes,
teacher?
but it doesn't
These
turn to ash.
bones shouldn't be here.
How so?
But yes, it just
These
it registers as
creatures-
an organic object.
Return.
They
the
register as
plane
organic. They're
when
not
they die.
alive. The skeletons at the very or the
Gotcha.
zombies is a strong word for what they are. They are
Trigger.
revenants. If they do not complete their mission, they come back when killed. And their mission is to find a cure. That is their curse.
These
We know.
bones should be returning to their planes. They don't stay here when they die.
Perhaps this has something to do with the dark green energy. It seems to be interfering with the natural
If
process.
you really want to, you could
Both.
use tokens to animate some of these things.
Oh,
Both
they count as objects.
They are
Well,
dead.
Are they dead?
decomposition
Because
and
I like to
reconstitution.
roll medicine
Go for it.
on one of the corpses.
What creature type?
Roll a 6. That is a 6.
So that would be one of the undead.
Also, I did in fact roll it.
Yeah.
That was a 16.
Ooh.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
Not wounds per se, but are there is any of them breathing or any of them
Not the undead that you check a couple of them. And,
anything that would signify not dead?
Uh-huh. Looking over a couple specifically of the undead because that's what you rolled.
Yeah.
First thing that catches your mind: none of these resemble any of the undead you've seen in the past 2 weeks.
Where did these come from?
Second, they're not rotting or decomposing any further than they had been. They are.
Why have they not been brought back?
Yeah.
I do not believe we are getting all the information.
I know we're not.
What are you not telling us?
They don't respond.
We are leaving.
Lumber is just gonna go up to one of them.
The
What?
one at the back.
What are you not telling us?
My
We require an outsider.
Why are they not dead?
lumber.
We have killed them.
They
TJ.
are not dead.
We
They
have
shouldn't
killed
be
them.
here.
They did not. They did not remove the curse.
Why are their corpses still around?
We do not know.
Can is it sense motive or insight?
Insight.
I have a theory.
That's a good roll. 15.
I mean, it seems to the best of your knowledge, he has not said anything remotely close to a lie. He's following his programming the same way you are.
Question.
He's just a living creature.
How did
at
they?
one point.
How were they killed?
We killed them.
How? You cannot exit this 10-foot area.
They were within our bounds.
How were they outside?
We threw them.
Why?
This is sacred ground for Our Lady.
Can
We
I
cannot have it defiled by corpses.
go over to one of the corpses?
Yeah.
Once again, medicine check. No. I'm going to pick up the corpse. I don't know. Depends on how big it is. If I could actually just pick it up.
I
or
mean,
something.
if you want, you can aim for one of the smaller ones.
Okay, I'll just pick up an aim.
Yeah.
Or something. And I'll throw it into the circle.
Passes in, it lands. The guy walks over, flings it out with his pike, and then just goes back to standing.
Lumber.
Does he get it
I'm
onto
going
the
to try
pile?
something on this.
It almost uncannily.
Uncannily what?
He hits the pile.
Oh no, not that one.
Ha! Man,
I'm going to pick up one of the creatures. Can I roll medicine again?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
There's no life force.
Then it doesn't work, right?
Well, you cast the spell, and for the sake of it, you would heal up because you're the closest life form.
I haven't
Not him. You.
I haven't taken any damage.
Exactly. But you cast it, and there's no life force to channel the healing into. It is dead,
Lumber.
based on the magic.
Tajin. This is a secondary objective. It is not our primary goal.
Are there any damages on this creature?
I mean, there's some stab wounds from
Cast
what we.
Bending. Does it work?
You're able to seal the wounds, but it doesn't look like it's healed. It's more like
Something is amiss.
yes, we're aware of this.
We must discover why.
We can do that later.
That is a secondary objective.
I will not be able to complete current objectives without an understanding.
Unfortunate.
Why do you possess such curiosity?
Why do you not?
It is not my current and most pressing objective.
What
We
do
are
you
not outsiders. We do not have access to outsiders. We can't do anything about that. We need to keep going.
How do they know they need outsiders?
it is part of the curse.
Magic.
Tell me the curse.
We must protect our lady, and they say this all at once. We must protect our lady
Bro.
until we can find a cure, which we have told is the blood of an outsider.
But who
The curse.
is the curse person?
The curse is our meaning.
Meaning. Explain.
Why we are still here.
You were not here. Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
We can revisit this on our way back once we have the sisters' help and aid. She may even have
I'm
more
gonna go up to the coffin.
answers for us.
Are there any openings? or something?
It looks like a perfectly you can't even see any. It looks like it's melded into the
I can see
floor.
inside.
It's clear quartz. It's kind of like it's quartz, so it's a
What
bit
does the woman
quartz.
look like?
Looks like a maybe mid-30s half-elven woman.
Of spirits.
All right.
What gonna do that?
Can you see into the ethereal plane or not? I don't remember. Or has it just become transparent? Or...
Become transparent.
Okay. All right. So you see him go mostly see-through and starts floating. Hit a solid wall, just like it's there as well. Roll an Arcana check.
Can I roll again?
10.
This is you're not sure what this is. If this was a normal object, like you can't pass through some surfaces if it's been like enchanted or whatever.
Mhm.
This doesn't feel like an enchantment. It feels like you're just touching the crystal. They don't seem to react to you going invisible or going ethereal or trying to
What
touch the
exactly
coffin.
powers me?
You
What-
don't know at this point.
I'm going to open my chest.
Mm-hmm.
How does the power source work?
I picture it to be probably some form of orb that is or was connected via some magical runes. Now it is just faintly a pulsing, almost like a heart, and it is not removable.
It's not removed.
Not anymore.
I can't just take it out.
You can attempt to.
I don't want to do that.
You open it up and you're like, because you can see it is faintly
What happens if I touch it?
I mean, it feels like you touching your chest. You can feel your heartbeat. Talking about your power source?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like you, Aaron, touching your chest.
If I can get a little bit of it.
The best you're able to do is pull one of the little purple roses.
There are purple roses on it.
Yeah, little flowers. They are faintly pulsing at the same. You place it on there, and
I hope it works out.
thank you for your respect.
There is nothing more I can do.
Alright, yeah, so I'm just gonna fly back to Dragon
All right,
and keep going.
understood. It has attempted to chew on some of the weird squid creature because
It didn't know what it is.
what?
It didn't know what it is.
No, and it didn't like how it tasted. So
Icky.
You guys have no
it-
idea how long it's been dead.
Less than 2 weeks.
Also, mind flayers just don't taste good.
You know.
We're gonna call it as you guys are finishing, starting your long rest, since it is later than I thought it would be.
It's 11.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in.
Do a little.
Ask that later.
My camera's been frozen for an hour.
Again?
Has it?
Again?
I noticed about half an hour ago, so I just and by that point I was like, oh, probably been like that for a bit.
Okay.
Why
Well,
do you keep doing that?
we're gonna zoom out for the players' sake and those watching, just like we did last week. I guess painting my own little picture. We pull back, and we see the centipede continuing to run and hide back to its master. You see the small, middle-aged man wearing the holy garb of Malar. Did a good job, boy. And he kind of pets it. And then as he pets it, it kind of just seizes up. And almost, you know how spiders kind of all curl in when they
Yep.
die? Just kind of crumbles
Aww.
into what looks like ash.
Dang.
Good job.
Sad.
And that is where we'll end tonight's stream. Thank you for watching.
Now go to think for watching.
I'd like to-
Oh.